Can y'all hear me now? I think y'all can because I can see the thing moving. How you doing? Had a little technical difficulties. I'm sorry, but welcome. Y'all, I was traveling yesterday and I missed a lot. I see. I was looking at Felicia's live last night, Amber's live this morning, and I was going to talk about one thing, but now I'm going to talk about a lot of things. That was somebody calling me to tell me that I had it on kids mode. I didn't realize that I had to go back and change it. That's why y'all couldn't comment. So let me see who all we got in here. Hey, Spicy Brown. Hey, Mabel. 1AL, Spicy Brown. Hey, Lakeisha. Hey, Creisha. Hey, Miss Lasanda. Hey, Lolita. Hey, that one. Hey, D-Mail. Hey, Miss Duncan. Hey, Tracy Hicks. Boo Love. God, dog, everybody want to call me. Call me all day. Give me a second. All right, y'all. Sorry about that. Where was I? Hey, Boo Love. Hey, Terry. No more drama. Hey, M. Hey, Penny J. But as I was saying, a lot went down yesterday. I was on the way back from New Orleans, and I wasn't really on social media because I was driving. And when I got back last night, I just was in um, Fee's bushes listening and went to sleep listening to her. And I heard her say some things, and I was like, wait, what? And then when I went looking for it, I couldn't find it. I've been looking for it all day. But I heard somebody say something about Brianna told Momo to call the police on her daddy. Any of y'all know anything about that? I think Miss Lasanda or either Nina said something about it in Amber's chat. Okay, it's trying to figure out. Yeah, they text me and told me I had it in kids mode. That's why nobody could comment. And then you couldn't hear me because my microphone was halfway plugged in. Hey, Real Talk with Pratt. Hey, Miss White. Hey, Danny. Hey, Lakeisha McBride. Lakeisha. Hey, Nina. Hey, True Slayer. Why would she do that? What would be the purpose of her doing that? But I'm gonna start off about this live she did the other day, guys. Um, it's a couple of comments that she made in that live I want to address, and um, I want to break something down for this little slow bus girl because I'm so sick of her talking about she's not bothering us and why we keep bothering her. So I want to break something down to her so she will know why we're not breaking the law talking about her because she tend to think that the same rules that apply for private citizens apply to her. when she has on her platform that she is a content creator and a public figure. And those rules are different when it comes to public figure. And I also want to break down to let her know what doxing is, because in her slow mind, she don't know what doxing really is. Doxing is not what they think it is. They think that just because something is public record, that you can share it. But anyway, I'm gonna turn this phone off because messed it. Thank you, Penny J, for my first super sticker. Okay, most of us that covered this story or that's still covering this story, we are bloggers. The same rules don't apply to a blogger that applies to a public figure or um, content, what you call them, an influencer. A blogger is an individual who writes, publishes, or streams content on a blog, on a personal or professional website or streaming platform where they share their thoughts, their opinions, their expertise, their experiences, or observations on a particular topic, public figure, or niche. That's what we do. We look at public figures, we look at content creators, we look at different things, and we share our opinions on the topics that were discussed among those people. So they go by a whole different set of rules than we go by. Doxing. Doxing is the act of revealing identified information about someone online without their consent. So if I come on here as my 2 cents and somebody decides they're gonna look up people's name and put it out there when nobody looks at people's name, that's doxing. And if I did not give them consent to do so, that is against the law. Their home address, their workplace, and other personal details. This information is also this information is often circulated publicly, which can lead to harassment and other malicious consequences. The term derives from dropping dots referring to disclosing documents, and I'm talking like y'all girl. Let me calm my ass down. The term derives from dropping dots referring to disclosing documents or personal information about an individual. Wow, they like to say it's personal information. They like to say that is not doxing, the information is out there. But if a person don't know a person's real name and you all have to find out and you all put it out there, then that person has been doxxed and they do have the right to sue you, like Harmony Speaks is doing their master. She's really upset about that. She's really wanting to quiet Harmony, but she's not gonna be able to do nothing because she's listening to her little crew over there telling her she's well within her rights when she's not. My microphone got an echo, y'all. Let me see if I can turn it down. Is it still echoing? Is it still echoing? Can y'all still hear me? I turned it down. Is it still echoing? She'll be watching us. I'm just gonna break some stuff down to her to let her know what a public figure is. A public figure is a person who has achieved fame, prominence, or notoriety within the society. This can happen through achievement, luck, which is her part, she got lucky, action, or sometimes without purposeful actions of their own. Public figures also assume roles of a special, a special prominence in the affairs of society and thrust themselves into the forefront of particular public controversies to influence the resolution of the issues involved. A social media influencer on social media is someone who has credibility and a significant following on platforms like Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. They use influence and online presence to create content, share opinions, and promote products or causes. They can shape the opinions and decisions of their followers. And we're witnessing this. The stuff that's going on with Queen, the stuff that's going on with Creasy, the stuff that's going on with all these different people that have been doctored that have harmony. They put their stuff out there. They go to their followers and they defame these people. They defame everybody, and then their people go and they start harassing them because they shape the opinions and decisions of their followers. Back to doxing. As public figures, authors, and vulnerable of doxing to as public figures, authors are vulnerable to doxing and cyberstalking. The act of doxing and harassment is when someone researches and releases private information about you, your home address, your personal email, your phone number, your family information, etc., and encourages people to directly harass you via these various channels. So for everybody to say, for them to come out and try to say that it's not against the law or not doxing because they released somebody's personal information, yes, the hell you did. She released Harmony's information on her platform, and now she's getting taken to court about it. And now she want to say it's not doxing because I released her legal name. Yes, the hell it is. I don't know who's advising her, but they giving her the wrong advice. She had y'all. The lady Sharia. She went as far as to post some stuff about Robert, right? About a lawsuit that he had. And it had an address on there. Well, I did some digging, y'all, and guess what? The person that she doxed is an 88-year-old man that lived in College Park. That address that was on that paperwork it's not an address that Robert has ever lived at. And she put this old man's address up there. Hey, Candy Kisses. Hey, Nina. Everybody else that came in and I didn't speak, how y'all doing? She put this man's information on her Facebook page. And this man, Robert Hampton, was, like I said, an 88-year-old man. And she stuck his address out there on that paperwork. You all know how these people get down. They released Queen Steps information to a rental property she had. And those people went and um, vandalized that the house that she rented out. They went and vandalized it all because these people went and released the address. So I can imagine what this man is going through. They put his address in there, thinking that they're going to Robert's house, and they know they play games, but that's dangerous to put people in that situation. It's no telling how much that old man went through in being harassed by Brianna's people, and they see nothing wrong with what they do. I'm trying to find something out. Let me just okay, that's it right there. Wells Fargo versus Robert L. Hampton. The old man's name is Robert Lee Hampton. Like I say, he's 89 years old, born in February of 1946. I want to say it, but here's the address right here: 2795 Old Spanish College Park, Georgia. And that address, belongs to this house right here. This is the house that goes to that address. Do any of you, when Robert lives somewhere, Robert puts he will film like at his house. He'll film from wherever he is. Robert has never filmed nothing that looked like this house right here. That is not a car that Robert owns that's in the driveway. But that's what the paperwork said, and that's what they got out there. And by being so reckless, they set this old man up to be harassed. That's the neighborhood. Do y'all remember Robert ever living in a neighborhood like this? They play doxing games and don't know that they can be endangering someone that has nothing to do with nothing that's going on. All because all of this is a game to them. Thank you, Lakeisha, for the super sticker. All of it is a game to them. But she sees nothing wrong with it. She says that she don't tell them what to do, but those that really get down with her know what to do. And this is what she's talking about. They know what to do. She don't even have to tell them no more because they know how she moves. So just like she moves, like the song says, "When I move, you move," just like that. That's what they do, and they doing all of that to try to get mentions by her. The brotherhood man always lying in the middle. What's up, bro? Exactly. And when you look up Robert L. Hampton, it's so many Robert Hamptons in Atlanta, Georgia, but they gaslight their people. And those people took that and run with it. They took that and run with it. He getting sued by the Wells Fargo. He getting sued by this. He getting sued by that. I'm happy for the super sticker. Okay. But yeah, back to this young lady that did this live the other day when she went through one of her crash out phases. We're gonna see this because we see it about once a month toward the end of the month. But she said, "I'm not bothering none of y'all. Why would she have a reason to bother us? We're not influencers. Not one of us signed up to be an influencer. We signed up to do exactly what we're doing, and that's blog on hot topic. And right now, she's staying in the limelight. It's hard to not talk about her when she keeps doing stupid shit. We don't come out here recording our everyday lives, wanting to be famous. We don't want to be public figures. She does. That's why we blog on her and whoever else is a public figure. The only time a person, like she's talking about, she's gonna sue. She getting all this money because she's gonna sue us. The only time a person can sue is if they're being defamed. And baby, we are not. Yeah, Tabby, they put the wrong address. The only time that they can sue is if we defaming their character, and we're not defaming her character. She's doing it all by her lonesome. She's defaming her own character by getting out here acting like a fool, getting out here lying and walking it back, and getting out here crashing out. But then on the same live, she was going in on somebody because they asked, "Where's Janelle?" He with me every day. He's not working. That's the biggest flex. Why would she? Why would she get mad? Number one, because somebody's asking, "Where is he?" She's getting mad because she know he's not stuck in her ass like she wanted to be, and that's why she come back with those little slick comments. Like she act like it's a flex because she said she's with them. And I think she's doing that, trying to act like they still together, so that it'll keep the other women off. She all on her page. posting about him. She all on her page posting it from his house. But you go to his page, he does not give her a mention at all. And I would not dare be out here publicly claiming somebody that claims to me in private, but he want to do it in public. And when you see ninjas moving like that, it's so that they can, it's so that they can still mess with other women. It's so that they can use the little excuse. Well, that's her claiming me. She just my baby mama. So they can still slide in DMs. That's the oldest game in the book. Women out here claiming men that don't claim them. And for that reason that I just said. And then the biggest one is, well, you don't see me at that time. You don't see me putting that on my page. That's her. I have to have a relationship with her because she's the mother of my children. And she used to always try to insinuate, y'all, that Robert was a cheater. Yeah, but what cheater do you know gives the password to all of his social media platforms, gives you the passcode to their phones, all of their electronics, electronic devices? What kind of cheater does that? But now she's with one, and I bet she don't have his password. I bet she don't have his social media um, password and phone code to get in the phone. And you know why? Because that's not how cheaters operate. Cheaters operate by doing just what he's doing, not claiming you in public, and she'll never get those passwords. She'll never get that phone call because he's too busy out there slipping in and out of DM and slipping in and out of DMs. And then she said, we are 50 years old, being mean and being bullies. How? 50 years old being mean and being bullied? And you got the biggest 50 something year old bully over there? Sometimes I think she be throwing subs to them too. Because a lot of stuff she says, when you look at it, that's a lot of the stuff her people do. Her supporters, her subscribers. The contradictions are astounding. Whenever she goes live, everything that she says is so many contradictions in what she says. Hey Kimberly, hey Felicia, hey Miss E, hey Shari, hey hey SC Allen, Michelle. Thank you, Shanta, for the super sticker. Back to this, excuse me, y'all. Back to this calling the police on the truth. What would be the reason for that? Was it said why she would want somebody to call the police on the truth? Did anybody, I will go down the chat to see if anybody knows why she told Momo to call the police on her dad. She's still doing that mess, playing police game, and now she's teaching her 4-year-old child to play police game. Because what could he possibly do that wants her calling the police on her dad? And does she not know that is hurting her? I don't know who's giving her advice that she's following, but does she not know that they will question the 4-year-old child and they will ask, well, who told you to do this? And that child is going to talk, teaching that baby to lie already at a young age. I don't know why she loves going to court. She gonna keep running to the courtroom because them judges don't tell her to get off social media because what we're doing is not against the law. Unless we out there just defaming her and telling lies on her, then yeah, she can take us to court for defamation of character. But how can we defame a character that's up? She's doing it herself. We can't defame. We can't do anything to defame her. Everything that's out there about her, she put out there. The opinions that we have formed, she forged those opinions by her actions. My goodness. And you probably telling other women you see you don't do it. Exactly. The only time you see them together is when she's sponsoring a trip for them to go out the country, or she's sneaking, taking photographs or taking pictures. Like she'll be doing a little picture of herself, and she eats them in the thing. Baby, that is not a fix because you got to sneak and show your man on your video. You can't just do it without having family time, as you say. You can't just do it. You can always sneak him in the picture to let people know that he's with you. That's making yourself look stupid because you don't feel one way or the other. We know it ain't what you say it is. And whenever he's not around, that's when she comes on here crashing out. Hey, Shari, did anybody put in here why she told Momo to call the police on her dad? She's 32 with kids. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And she's not gonna stop. She is not gonna stop until she's gonna have to get. She's talking about she's thinking about going in the NICU. She she ain't gonna stop until she's forced to get a job because it will make her get off social media. Her skin is too thin. She thinks that she's gonna be able to go to court and just tell them people what they book harassing me. Ain't nobody sending me no direct no inboxes, no direct messages. Nobody coming on your none of us anyway. We can't help what the supporters do. Supporters got a right to tell how they feel in the comments, but she cannot. She's trying to see the content creators, and she does not have none of us going in her comments. We learned a long time ago you cannot give her advice. We learned a long time because she will block you. So, what is she gonna sue for? Because we talking about what she put out. That's why a lot of these cases don't get taken up. They will get taken up for doxing, they'll get taken up for like malicious intent, but we're not doing anything that calls her malicious intent. We're just talking about we talking about what she put out there. We're not sending nobody over there to harass her. We're not doing any of that. So I don't know why she keep getting on here and those little minions that she have all in the comments throwing money her way thinking that they can quiet us up. They will not be able to. All cases are different, and she will not be able to find me said anything negative about her children. A lot of us, she won't be able to find us doing that. When we talk about her, if we talk about her mothering, her ignorant ass, let's talk about her kids, bullying her kids. No, baby, you bully your own kids by the stuff that you put out there about your own kids. And I don't even touch on it because I think it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate some of the stuff she come out and say about them babies, but she still do it. But she want to talk about weed bullying. She told Momo if he leaves her on the sofa or anywhere find security and said she need help. Huh? Are y'all serious? If he leaves her on the sofa or anywhere, have y'all ever known Robert to leave her when she should have been calling 911? Was when they was left in the house while she drove an hour across town to go get a necklace from that man. They should have woke up and called 911 and said they didn't know where their mother was. She left them there by themselves. She don't. I think right now she's grasping at straws, trying to stay relevant and trying to stay above water. Um, that was the title of my live because she has put out another ebook that she's probably getting these people from Fiverr to write for. Did y'all know that you all can actually go on Fiverr and hire a ghostwriter to write a book for you? They will allow you to put your name on it. They will allow you to put your price on it. and you have to pay them 10% of the proceeds, or depending on who writes it for you, some of them will charge up to 30% of the proceeds. And they do that for people that have a lot of following because they know the book is going to sell. So they'll do that in hopes to make money off of the person's big following, and they can recommend other people to them. She got another book that she put out saying that she wrote it. And it is about, and to break it down, it's about financial literacy. I can't think of nobody that would buy a book on financial literacy from this girl, especially being that she just came on live, ain't been a month ago, excuse me, talking about how she signed up to pay all that money for a pre-owned car. Y'all seen this? How to be bougie on a budget. Have y'all seen this new book that she's done? A real one's got to stand financially, slaying financially without breaking the bank. How's she gonna write a book about that? Faith is broken. And tell me, what about this chick say bougie? Name one bougie person that you all have seen come live and act like this girl act. When I think of bougie, I think of people like let me see. People like what's the girl name? What's that child name? People like Nene Leaks and Portia and Cynthia, how they get these reality shows, they become bougie. That other girl, the one Carlo, everything is about a name, and everything is about a label, and they put on this persona. I think that's bougie. So they act like they still show bougie antics when they on TV. I don't see anything about the way she dresses bougie. I don't think anything about the way she talks is bougie. I just don't see, when I see her, I do not think of bougie. I think of ghetto. When I think of her, the word bougie does not come to mind because she carries this Michael Kors bag from the outlet store. That scream bougie. Just because you got a lot of followers and because you're real popular, that does not say that you're bougie. And it does. And he is. She definitely deserves everything coming to her. She does. She's gonna get it. We already, y'all watch what I tell you. We already witnessing it in the past 2 years. Her standings are not like they were when she first came out here. I did that live the other day. She fumbled the bag, and she's still fumbling the bag. Did she say that on the live, or did she just say that? Yeah, an AI book. Yeah, you can do the AI books too. And I bet she didn't even read it. AI generated ebook or pamphlet. She wants everybody to think that she did it. And let me show y'all, this girl has been busy with AI. She's scratching and surviving, and they ain't selling. Y'all saw the video where she went to take some of the other ones. She went to drop them off, her AI books. And she only had like 8 that she was dropping off. Maybe 8 is not gonna keep Janelle there. You gotta sell more than 8 ebooks to keep up with Janelle. This is a kid one that she wrote, or that she's saying she wrote. She's done about 6 within this year alone. No, I say 4. 6 is stretching it. Y'all seen this one? It's supposed to be a children's book. I love myself, a children's self-love journal. How can a person that has no self-love teach anybody self-love, especially somebody's child? I wish I might buy my child a self-love book from this girl here. She can't even show people where she loves herself, and she's very financially illiterate. She can't show people where she loves herself, let alone trying to teach a child self-love. She's not even teaching her own kids self-love because she's allowing them to witness her go through public degrading, allowing them to witness her go through a man talking to her any kind of way. Because you know they be arguing in that house, and you know he probably says some of the most vile things to her. He tells her F you and them kids. You know those kids have heard that. So how's she gonna teach them self-love or anybody else's child self-love for that matter when she's not practicing self-love? She's a whole fraud out here. Everything that she screams and talks about, she's not living it. When you have a purpose and you're living in your purpose, then you can do stuff like that. But this is not her fight. Teaching self-love, that's not her fight. She wasn't called to do that. Because if she was, she would be practicing what she teaches and showing it. That's not her calling. She need to let somebody else do that. Like they say, no, get somebody else to do it. She need to get somebody else to do that because it's definitely not her. Y'all better not let me hear y'all. Y'all better not let me hear about that book from Brianna children. This is the biggest fraud of all. I think this is the one that started it all. And she just put it back out after all that mess about her coming out talking about she let her coming out talking about Donnell spit in her face. And if you RK her, and then she took him back and walked back all of that. Exactly. And thank you for the super chat that one. She does need to worry about that. She needs to worry about because after Robert finished with her, they found out about her dad. I don't think she's gonna be able to leave him on him. But this is the one that did it all. Rihanna Battle Self Love, the best is the best love. It sounds good. It does sound good, but you cannot be the ambassador for self love. Now she won't know how to have a following and be ratchet, how to have a follow. I mean, she can do anything, but the one on self love is the message is not resonating. It's falling on deaf ears except her minions. This is another one she did this year. That was either AI generated and excuse me. Being silent almost killed me. She went on her page, on her platform, and she was bragging that this novel took her so long to write, and she's most proud of this one. Baby, you ain't had time to write no novel, and I would like to see the vocabulary mistakes and that grammatical errors, the grammatical errors in that book. She's putting all this stuff out, and ain't nobody buying it. Ain't nobody buying that. I saw maybe two people in the chat saying, "How do I get it?" If she was selling them, baby, we know she operate. If she was selling these books or these pamphlets, we would know it because she's gonna be just like Janelle, showing her going like she did that. She said she sold. She was teaching people how to make money on social media. She proudly showed that she was dropping off those 8 orders. For somebody with 3 million followers, you only got 8 orders from your book telling people how to make money? You ain't like you used to. And now she's gonna try to blame us the reason her brand has been tarnished. And that's why she's trying to sue to my all that money y'all making off me. Y'all just gonna be giving it to me. Y'all, y'all great business is gonna be paying me. Girl, it does not work like that. It does not work like that. Number one, first you got to get a judgment, and you're gonna have to show facts and proof. You can't go to court on your word. They're gonna ask, well, do you have evidence? As she like to say, receipts. In court, it's gonna be evidence. Do you have exhibits? And she's gonna go up there with those half-ass receipts and gonna get caught up in a lot of lies. I know she won't. I know she won't. Bree, I've learned about her. She comes out and she says what sounds good. If it sounds good to her and her minions, she put it out. She don't even think. She'll come out and she just be talking. She just be talking, not realizing that you got a court case and you are incriminating yourself. You got a court case for contempt, and you come live and you give Judy a high five. I see you. You're doing a good job. You know what you're doing. She come live and incriminate herself with shit that can be used against her in court. And tell me she got a college degree. That girl didn't finish 8th grade. I don't care what y'all say. You're gonna have to show me a high school diploma for me to believe anything different because you cannot be that stupid. You cannot be stupid enough to think you can stand in court. Uh, she cannot know. She can't know what contempt of court is. She can't know. She must not know what third party harassment is. And then Lamar hasn't come forward and told us thank you. He hadn't put up anything, or he had come out and did a live and say that yeah he called us. He did not do that, but she did. I'm not sure when they go to court for the contempt thing, but she got on live and said thank you, Tina. She got on put a whole thing on her thing saying thank you for the support or whatever. She's calling these people out. And what are these? And Sherelle. She called out Sherelle's name. She's calling these people out. And these are the main people that's doing third party harassment. And she has just attached her dumbass name to that. And then got to go to court for contempt. And they go on their lives and try to say how he's in contempt. No, he's not making stupid moves. That's y'all boss making stupid moves. What he's doing, he's making boss moves because he know what to bring to the public and what not to bring to the public. When it comes to brains, it shows who was the brains of that operation because she definitely don't have none. I don't care how many degrees she got to try to put like she earned them. Your brains, it, a master's degree, those two don't go together at all. And then the other one that she did, she got a court case coming up with Harmony. And then you get up there and say that your people know what to do. Yeah, in other words, you said when somebody comes out against you, your people know to harass them. It was a couple of more books that I had, but yeah, she's doing everything that she can to survive social media and to not have to get a job, down to scamming with these ebooks, down to telling her people about these credit repair companies. And the only way to get your credit repaired is to pay your bill. Yeah, they might get that stuff off, but it's not gonna stay on. Y'all remember when this girl did this? That's what I'm saying. You got such a big influence, so when you have to go out and support stuff like this. Y'all remember that? Well, she had people and she had this little envelope and she had this little paper check pretending that they had sent her a check from this thing called Paid to Play. And the people were in her comments telling them, you need to take that down. In her comments said, you need to take that down because I was scammed by this company. You need to take this down. And she left it up. And you had some people saying, I'm glad you showed that you always trying to help people. Her millions are so slow. The people in the comments saying it's a scam. And then they come out, I'm fixing to go do this now. You must know you always got such a good heart. You always trying to help people get money. Let me show y'all what it said about this place right here. When you Google it, it says it's a scam. And this is what she got on her platform telling her subscribers. It said, Pay to Play is a fake earning platform. I've spent about a month in the site, surveys, downloads, installed, and used their apps, but I find it difficult to withdraw the money that I earn. Another one said, I initiated a cash out through PayPal, my PayPal account, and I was asked to wait 14 good days. The period exhausted and is now showing withdrawal completed on their site. But frankly speaking, there's nothing in my PayPal account. And then this one said, after completed minimum threshold, out for withdrawal, then waiting more than a month later, nothing. A month later, after approved, nothing, no support answers. Do not trust at all. If they pay, I'll change the review. This was this absolute scam site. Don't fall for this. This is there's nothing true. This is one source that lets you work for free. Cannot believe we cannot believe that we humans come into an era of stupidity of live people to work and get nothing back. And this frequently asked questions say it's a complete scam earning site. But this is what she had on her platform for her people to go to. She went and she urged her people to go and get scammed. That's when you call scratching and surviving. And these people hired her to be a spokesperson for their website. That probably was one of the gigs that she got. However, if she cared support us to research and shit instead of just telling them to go and log on to it so they can get paid. A respectable blogger, not blogger, a respectable influencer is not gonna attach their name to everything. She attaches her name to credit repair companies. But we can't see where her credit got repaired, judging from her having to pay $2,000 for a BMW. She attached her name to pay for play. These type she's doing whatever she can to make a buck now because she ain't getting like she was on social media at one point. That money ain't money and like it used to. So now she's doing any and everything to survive. Not even telling writers put up. They do not. It takes you so. I wrote a book that never got released, but I wrote a book. It took me 3 years to finish that book. And then it took me another 8 months to edit the book. And that's for one novel because I had a company that was gonna do it, and she told me to go back and make a lot of edits, and that took a long time. Right when I was getting ready to publish the book, COVID happened, and the company that was supposed to be doing it for me, they went out of business. But I still have my manuscript now. So I'm still thinking about publishing it, but you cannot put out no real book that you write each word and you edit and you go back and you edit. You cannot do that many in no month or time frame. You cannot do it. She's so tired of me 2 weeks vacation, laughing, thinking, going to say she didn't want to go. Exactly. Exactly. That goes back to how she used to do that baby back in the day when she was not letting her see Robert. They had put so much shit in that baby mind. And then every time she would call him, call his name, that baby, like, no, no, when you want to go to your dad's house? Tomorrow. She kept saying tomorrow. She was putting shit in the head. It's like she's trying to do that now. But Momo is not stupid. Momo has gotten older and she would not fall for this. Y'all know how we always say, excuse me, we always say that she is not going to we always say that she does not um spend any quality time. We never show her, she never puts videos of her reading. Well, guess what? We got privy to her putting her book up that she's reading books anymore. So why didn't she do that before she's getting sued for custody? She don't have a track record of doing something like that. You that one. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. You know, she steal people identity. She went into the NICU and saw these nurses and got jealous. She want to do everything she sees somebody else do. Does she even have a mind of her own? Does she know what she wants to do? Because she was thrown into social media. She was not trying to have no social media following. She was trying to. She was used to say she was doing it. I can't tell she didn't like doing it. A complete fraud. A complete fraud. And people don't call on to how fraudulent she is. Exactly. Thank you for love. Still story. Hey, everybody that came in, I may have missed you. She better to sell an auto. She is. If she was to be honest, I don't even think she would be honest about it though. But if she would go live, I mean, if she would write a book and just tell her story, and God, honest truth in it, shit, I might buy it because I want to see it. Nosy, nosy. I might buy it. The judge gonna be like, "You again?" Yep. She's been trying to do this ever since all of this came out. The one thing Robert did tell her, and the one thing that has resonated is that she's not built for this. When he told us to, he was telling people to go light on her because she's not built for it. He didn't lie. She's not built for it. She's been trying to shut people down and shut people up for 2 years, almost 3 years. It ain't working. She came out here thinking she was doing a big one. She came out here thinking that the subject was going to stay on him and people just gonna be talking about him and she didn't think he was going to have no support. But that shit backfired, and now she can't take the heat. She can't take the same. She can't take. It had a boomerang effect. She can't take what she's dishing out. Now she comes out here crashing out. Back in the day when they used to go live and she used to be arguing with people in the comments, he used to tell her not to argue with people in the comments, just ignore it, but she couldn't do it. And she came out here, she didn't have him to guide her, and that's why she's where she is now. What I wanna know is how long she gonna be 32. That lady from Rocking Out said her sister she nephew are supposed to be the same age. I don't know, 'cause it does seem like she been 32 for 3 years. She might as well go up in them in that age, 'cause baby, that face is aging. That face is aging. She look like she 40 by the face. That face done got so long. Hey, Ross. I went to sleep waiting on my tour. No, I went late. I didn't go. I think Dawn was still around at 1 o'clock, so I changed it. Hey, Miss Jazz. Hey, Brittany. Wait, she failed to realize a minute ago whether Floyd is frustrated. Exactly, because she paying all the attention to those other ones, like the older ones don't exist. All the I know babies require more attention, but so does the other four you laid down and got. Babies don't be up 24/7. Yeah, like she the first one had a baby that she wanted, that she plotted and she now she acting like it's killing her. Y'all help me. Y'all go see. And she was singing some, be making up these little stupid ass songs. Y'all, I was like, you can't make this shit up. She went to talking about one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. I mean, just making up songs on top of her head, sounding like a straight at damn fool. And I was like, she actually turned the live camera on and do this shit. Yep, she has been. She been 32 a long time. Hey, Teresa. Yep, but she is a whole scam out here, y'all. And I don't before I would scam anybody, I let that shit go. Before I come out here and prove that I'm an utter failure, I let that shit go and just get me a job and make the money that they do give me. But I wouldn't be out here begging. I wouldn't be out here doing none of that. And that girl is she just has no shame. She is there's nothing in the world that can embarrass her. Nothing in the world can embarrass her. And then for her to talk about, we've been talking about her for 2 years and when we gonna get tired. Let me tell you something. When you in the like she call herself a public figure, when you're a public figure, she's just not to the point to where let me tell you what let me describe what she's got going on right now. When you talk about public figures, if you start talking about celebrities, they have what they call paparazzi that follows them around, like TMZ. TMZ, you want to say, you don't see TMZ doing this, you don't see TMZ doing that. No, because you're not on TMZ level. But what you're gonna get is you're gonna get bloggers that's doing that. You're gonna get bloggers that's blogging on you because we're small, we're smaller. TMZ blogging on the big people, and we blog on the smaller people. We're not on that level. I don't care how much you put yourself up. You're not on a level to make TMZ talk about you. Now, Shade Wrong. What was the one that just gave first? What's the name of that place that site that just gave him a little clout? She went viral for the wrong reasons about that car. It wasn't media takeout. It was what is the that used to be known World Star? Was it World Star? Well, they shared her story about that car, and she thought that she went viral for the right reasons. I bet I learned my lesson. Yeah, they gave you something because you actually came out here and showed the world how stupid you are. Talking about a damn finance company, a finance company was a scam because they did what they told you to. They signed your they had them up to let you get what you wanted to get your down payment, and they got you to sign on the dotted line and agree to make that high ass payment with your credit. That's what they do. They in business to make money. When they see a fool coming, they're gonna take advantage of that fool. You talking about you want to teach something about being bougie on the budget? Well, baby, that was not a budget that you did, or was it? Because maybe you can afford that time, but a lot of people with money would have done that shit. I said in my last talk, she said she's a millionaire. She will only $100. So you got people that make way more money than you. They got sense enough to not pay $2,000 for a vehicle that's only worth 40,000. So what can you teach anybody about being bougie on a budget? Now you wanna talk about being on a budget, but when you were buying $30,000 necklaces, where was that budget? When you were out there, buying $10,000 rings, where was that budget? When you was out there taking those trips taking all these trips overseas, where was that budget? When you were flying all your friends on vacation to Jamaica, where was that budget? But now the money done dried up, and now everybody see the money done dried up. Now you're talking about bougie on a budget because we see that your money ain't like it used to be. So now you got to put out this book to try to pretend that you own a budget. The only reason you own that budget is because you're not making what you used to make. We're not stupid, we see it. Hey Teresa, thank you for the super stickers. Hey Brandy, hey Beverly. I do too. I think that she had some of her face done as well. Um, I don't know. I do think that her looks depleted and she looks very stressed out. When she was with Robert, she looked better to me. She looked healthier to me. But now she looked like she's so stressed and what they say, busted and disgusted. She just don't look the same. I'm dropping the link if anybody want to come up here. But she just don't look the same. Well, she does look like she need to eat a sandwich. She need to eat something. And I cannot get over it. I mean, I cannot get over the fact that this girl is calling the police on her. He told her to call the police on her dad. Why she didn't do this before he took out, he trying to get custody of the baby. Now she's trying to get the baby to do her dirty work. All because that's how she operates. She operates by using the police as a weapon when things don't go her way. She did it, and then she tried to teach her daughter to do it so that she would have that to go to take her to court. Robert didn't want her no more. She went, she called the police. Now Robert's trying to take that baby. She told the baby, call the police. This girl is weird, man. She just need to get off the internet. She's worried that she may be going to jail for changing those school records. Yep, that too. And then it is it's public knowledge because these platforms are public that she is using the third party harassment. I think she mentioned that. This girl is dangerous. Okay. I just got a message, y'all. I'm sorry. It is weird. And she did. She just looks different. She don't even. She looks like a little bitty girl. I ain't gonna say her face wise, but now but she had curves when she was with Robert. Now she looks like a little skinny boy with curves. When she needs a subscription for McDonald's, it is weird to say it online, Christian. Anytime you have to ask what kind of degree you need to work, Nick, she should have known that she would have to have a nursing degree. That girl is low. That's why I say she just be talking, I don't even think before she talk. Just words spill out of her mouth. Nick, you should let your, yep, she does not have The 3 degrees going to be the weapon of his. It's going to be the weapon those kids want to say that they call the police. She asked her to leave. Yep. Y'all think she still got her apartment? Hey, time to see. Y'all think she still got her apartment? Because she is at his house all the time. Remember Pretty Bree said Boulevard like Lataya's crazy. I was listening to her yesterday. Boy, she was going in. She was going in. I don't know what happened to make her mad, but she was going in, calling the D's and everything. The thing from the Lord of the Rings. Yes, she is sick mentally. Yeah, she does. They need to really, she needs to be laying on somebody's couch. I know we cannot stress this enough, and that's not defaming. That's going by what we see. And if you put all that stuff that she's done before a judge, and a judge sees all the stuff that she has come out here and done, the calling the police, lying about a gun, how she was carrying on social media when they first woke up, how she came out here crying and carrying on, how she told that lie on one, I can't say it was a lie on him, but when she come out here telling lies on these men and then walking it back, if they see a pattern to everything that she's done, the judge will ask her to get a mental eval before he get let those kids go back to her because she's like she's not mentally stable. And that's not defaming her, that's going by what we see, and that's my opinion. Everything out there, it's a thing called Sincerely Yours on TikTok. She got everything. If you go down the line looking at that stuff that this girl has come out here and she's done, that's not what a mentally sane person would do. I've seen a lot of bloggers on YouTube. I've seen a lot of social media influencers, and there are more than her that act like that. And they need to give somebody a couch because that's not normal. Your ground out of the blue lesson. Yeah, what does that have to do? Ain't nobody told nobody your address and sent nobody to your house. So why would you say that? Because she wants somebody to know that she carries a weapon. Most people in Georgia carry a weapon now, bookie butt, as she like to say. So what was the purpose of ground? Standing your ground is defending yourself if somebody comes to your house, not defending yourself about social media, about somebody talking to you on social media. She's just not. Yeah, she does look homeless. They live in where? Oh, in her apartment. The boys living at the apartment. Was her doing that to her baby with the counselor? She had her going, telling her daughter to call the police, and presenting in court. Yeah, the judge is gonna frown on that because, like, she's trying to say, my daughter is so traumatized. You and Janelle were the ones traumatizing that baby. Yeah, she didn't have to go. It showed, it played out just like it was supposed to. She said that that baby was not gonna go back around her dad until the 3 weeks. That never happened. Which lets you know that was a bunch of bullshit. When the court ended, the judge or the whoever was over that divorce did not make him go to counseling. He was not forced to go to counseling to be counseled back into that baby life. They just gave those orders, and she had to start letting that baby go to be with him. That whole thing was a damn lie. She tried to manipulate so she could show that in court that the baby had to go to counseling. But if she was so traumatized, this the same traumatized baby that you went and dropped off at his house because she didn't want to go to school. And that baby was excited to see her dad. She was smiling outside, waiting on, waiting on. So when did the being traumatized happen? After you realize he didn't want you back? In between then and You antagonizing that man because it sure as hell didn't happen when you first left, and you sure enough wasn't too scared. Like she was so scared of Robert, but his house, dropped that baby off. But he was so violent. Girl, all her life, her own life, we didn't have to do nothing. We could back and watch her shit fall apart. All this foolishness. It will not. Her bitterness has aged her. She needs to stop calling women old because she doesn't. Exactly. Exactly. She does not look as young as she thinks she looks. Indeed. I think she- not the thing she- because she lied about the CC's harassing her. She is, and she keeps saying that. She's really going to court because she wants us to stop talking about her ass. That's why she's going to court. She want to shut us up and stop calling her out on her lies so she can keep those minions mesmerized and she can keep their attention. She knows she's losing supporters. She be in the comments. She knows that she's losing supporters because I've had so many people in my videos that say that they followed her until they started watching our videos and watching how we broke things down. So she sees this just like I see it, and everybody else sees it. She sees it too. So now her thing is to try to hang on to the ones that she still has by keeping us from stop breaking down her lies. Because if nobody is there to counter her lies, then it'll just be her word out there. And Robert's not gonna respond, so it will just be her word that they have to go by, not nobody breaking down her contradictions. That's why she's trying to shut us up. We're not harassing her. We on our own platform. We we're not going to her. If her people sending her shit, that's on her because she has the ability to block people from sending stuff to her. But ain't nobody sending her shit. Ain't nobody sending her nothing. She's coming over here on her own. And then she made a comment that we sit on our asses all day, every day, talking about her. Baby, you are not that important. One video does not equate all day. Most of us make our videos and go on with our day. It may take 2 hours to make a video and edit it. Then we got 22 more hours left in the day, and we're not talking about you on social media. But your people, they don't want to go there doing 6 lives, going live 4, 5, 6 times a day to talk about Robert. So evidently, Robert is more important than you, Bookie, but because your people spend more time talking about him 3, 4, 5 times a day than we do you. Like I said, one video a day or this person is we doing it all day, every day because so many people are talking about her. So she going from video to video to video, from live to live to live, and doing with so many people that's talking about her. It might seem like it's all day, every day, because she's going out there looking at everybody's shit all day, but not one of us is spending all day on her. She's not that important. So the mom left the kids in the house alone. I would not doubt that. I would not doubt that. I saw that. Now we're cousins been all this year, that old post. Because Robert got somebody out here speaking up for him now. She got to go find the cousin too. She ain't said nothing about her kinfolk. She just showed her daddy and her so-called friends. But she hadn't said anything about a relative at all. In fact, excuse me, some people were actually trying to find out if she had any relatives to talk to them. She just never does any. I've not seen anything that she's done from her house. I've not seen the boys at Jonelle's house, so I'm thinking all right because when like it was the girls that was at her house on that slip and slide. It was not the boys were nowhere around. and I would not let no to separate me from my children. How's she gonna how's she gonna have a boyfriend and have babies with that man, and then you can't be around your whole family. Your whole family cannot be together at one time. It has to be separated. She's stupid. She's stupid. That's just man crazy. Because if he can't take, he took the package as long as she was giving him. He took the whole package or pretended to take the package before those other two got here. But now it's her, him, and his baby. And occasionally she'll bring the girls over. She's running from Wells Fargo. Whenever you hear her start talking or bringing stuff up, whenever you see her start bringing stuff up, sorry y'all. Whenever you see her start to bring shit up, like evictions, y'all got evictions, y'all owe loans, y'all getting repos. That normally be what she's going through because it wasn't 2 weeks after she was talking about her car was paid off that we saw the thing that she was getting repoed, and it wasn't she was talking about a loan. We already know that Wells Fargo sued her. So normally when she started talking like that, it's something that's happened to her. I'm not saying she's gotten addicted, but from her track record, normally when you see that happening, we found out later that she did. With her kids misbehaving, I feel like she used their behavior to convince to move it. Yeah, that could be so. But who's with them? I'm, that's even worse on her because if she's done that and she's left them babies with her dad, that's not a good look for court. Yeah, why weren't the other kids traumatized? They grew up in the same house. Why weren't they in counseling? It was all part of her plot. That's all she do. She do failed plot. She gets on there and I don't know who's helping her think in the background, but it always comes to pass and they always be figured out and they always fall apart. And she has not learned anything yet. She's not learned anything that what's wrong, what you're doing wrong is not going to, God is not going to let it manifest. God is not going to let that come to play. They've been doing all of that shit trying to bring that man down. Yeah, y'all took a platform, but y'all did not take his tenacity. This man is still strong. This man is still surviving. This man still got a will. So as long as y'all don't destroy that, y'all can't destroy him. Because just like y'all help destroy it, God will help build it back up. But hers will not get built back up because she's still doing evil shit. And God don't bless this baby. I don't care how much you get on there and try to praise him and try to give him the credit. God don't bless mess. And that's why it's depleting. If God was blessing her, like she was saying, God did his bidding, money would not be dwindling if that was from God. God will make you think that it's him. God, like the devil will make you think he's blessing you, and the whole while he's destroying what you do, what God blessed you. The whole while he's taking away what God blessed you with, like giving you artificial blessings. And that's what he's doing to her. She's gotten artificial blessings and want to talk about God blessed. That was God. No, baby, that wasn't God. Because if it was God, you would not be out here doing the things that you're doing. You think about it. It's something. She been, yep, Oh, y'all think she leaving them boys alone at the apartment for a long time? I don't know what's going on with that girl, but it's something. She at first she was dodging. It was alleged that she was dodging some court papers. She didn't want to be served, but I did hear that she got served when she was at court. That she knew that she had to go to court. So I'm not sure why she's saying that. If she had, if she would be building Robert, if she had a good man, she would be Robert to get his. She'd be like Robert, who does him right. Robert like to feel. Yep, she wants him to feel like she's feeling. Thank you, Luscious Lip, for the super sticker. She doesn't want people talking about her, but she's okay with CC's dragging Robert. She said to one of them, "You're doing a good job." The hypocr exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. It's okay for them to keep dragging him, but she want to shut our mouth. She want to say, "Y'all can't talk about me," but she's not telling them to stop talking about you. It's good, and she's the reason it's gotten to this. Because when they first went through what they went through, she could have kept. She wrote this book, this little paragraph that I think she plagiarized about how he was her best friend. They were going to be friends. That was her daughter's father, and they were going to be friends through it all. And I think that was when she thought that he was going to take her back. And then when she realized that it was over for real, that's when she went in. But it's her fault that she's where she is right now because she could have kept the divorce private. A lot of people get divorced. A lot of like couples that are well known get divorced, and they do it amicably, and they just move on, and go their separate ways. She came out here trying to destroy that man, and now she living in the consequences of her actions, and she can't deal with it. It's been 2 years. Yeah, it's been over 2 years, but you still out here acting a fool. You people still out here dragging that man. You still okay. You still in their chat, giving them big ups for dragging that man. So she's the reason all of this is still going on because she's still doing stupid shit. She think we don't know that she's behind the scenes giving the okay for this stuff to go on. No, what's her name came forward and told that she called her. And then she had to come forward and admit, I called Sherelle. Exactly. I knew she was gonna keep playing with the wrong one, and somebody was gonna get her ass, and now Harmony show her how the game played. And she running scared. She want to talk about it so bad. She running scared. She coming out here giving subliminals so that her people would know to go in on Harmony. But Harmony ain't got no weak ass thin skin like her. She's still gonna talk about her, and she's still taking that ass to court. She wants to lie and scam in peace. In peace, exactly, True Slayer. That she does. She should have been. She should have been. I wonder whatever happened to that case. Um, where he had filed on her. She got actual charges. But I saw some people in what's the name's chat talking about he should not get custody of that baby because he put her in jail. Like she did not deserve to go to jail. I have never seen so many old ignorant ass women in my life throwing rocks around her hands. She incites this mess. And then she go live and thinking she doing her big one. Like I said, she don't do be doing nothing but incriminate herself. She thought she moved up when she seen Wu Tang series and got capped. She did. She did. She thought that because he was in a series, he was making big money. And she always got a plan. The reason she likes to say I was that girl because she nabbed thugs. That first boy that she tried to put charges on, he was a thug, probably well known in the community. And she probably thought she was shit when she was talking to him. Because he probably could have had any girl he wanted and he chose her. When she moved on to smoking or sleeping, he was selling drugs. So she felt like she was doing her big one because she was this big drug dealer's girlfriend. And then she goes and slides in Robert's inbox. She pulled Robert Hampton, 8 million followers, the social media platform really very popular. So she felt like she was that girl because she was able to snag him. Now she always got a plan ahead. Then she got Wu-Tang, and that was the biggest catfish because she thought she was doing her big step what she say, Hulu, not Tubi, so she was saying. But she thought she was doing her big when she thought she had an actor because he was on a Hulu series. And that is what's making this was so funny to me about this whole thing because she thought she was doing her big one to the point to where she plotted to get pregnant to solidify her position, whether he's with her or not, the money wise. Because when he leaves her, she's gonna take out child support on him. So she solidified that money, and she thinks she did her big. She got cash because ain't really no money to solidify because he's not making it like that. When she got mad, she came out and said, "Y'all think just because y'all see them on the big screen, they making all this money now, baby? That's what you thought, and now that's why you're in the predicament you're in because you thought he was making all that money. He wasn't making money. He probably was making bigger checks on that stuff that he was selling. He probably was making more money on that shit that he was selling than he was on the movies. He probably was making more money on Facebook than he was on the movies." Yeah, I saw that. Wearing the so-called ring that she went and bought. And then shortly after that, she changed her status to single. Y'all about to get rid of her. She about to be too broke. Yep. Thank you, Boo Love. Thank you, Beverly. I'll appreciate either one of them. Hey, Rebecca C. Cry. Hey, Boots. Anybody want to come up? Anybody? We were just talking about the scam artist, Brianna Hampton. I'm sorry. Oh, the truth, I'm sorry if you heard that. Brianna Battle. I forgot you gave her maiden name back. She wants the CC to stop talking about her so she can. Exactly. She wants to lie in peace. But she's going to have to spend a lot of money because, baby, when I tell you, it is a lot of people talking about her. She's talking about the ones that came in it from the beginning. She's not picking up on it's way more now that saw how she is and sat back and paid attention. Now they coming out speaking on her. It's way more. We just continually talk on her. But the ones that are coming out new, they send her a new one. You all ever watch this guy, Your Average at Best? I He's the one that does it, and he's real funny with it. He's very funny with it. Thank you, Terry, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. I can't comprehend her motive to hurt the man who kills in her children's lives. Her actions reveal the true nature of her character, the demon she embodies. Exactly. I would not dare. If a man would have put me in the position that Robert put her in, there is no way in hell that I would repay him, especially if I got a child from him. There's no way I would repay him by trying to make it's like she want him to stop to everything. She don't realize not only is she hurting herself, what happens if she's not able to take care of that baby? She has to call upon her dad to take care of her. What happens if she loses her platform and has to depend on this man to take care of his child? She don't think. She's spur of the moment. She acts like a 15-year-old child. She's aging, yes, but her mind is mentally stuck back from when she left sleep. She's shown no growth. It's like she just stuck back there in that era, and it's sad. Exactly, nothing but him. Him or Amber or somebody over here, but that's all you see of it. But she's not. You don't hear her saying. That's why I say she cannot be. I take that back. She's not throwing sub because she amens what they doing. She just don't want us mentioning her. At one while, almost everybody had stopped talking about her. And then they came back and was going in on Robert Harder, going in on Robert Harder. And we was like, okay, we can start talking about Janelle. She wanted to shut everybody up from talking, the few people that were left talking. Now we're gonna come back, come double around. We're gonna talk about Janelle again. And then it went from Janelle to talking about her again because she was trying to do the thing so we wouldn't speak on her, Janelle, or sleep. She admitted a whole lot of she told us before to go up in harmony. She is very slow. She is very slow. She get we can't hear you if you're talking. She gets on her lives and then she turns around and she tells on herself. That's why I say her lives are very incriminating. She incriminates herself. Can you all hear? What's clear?
I didn't even hadn't even spoke yet, my two. I was just letting you talk.
I
Can you hear
can't.
me?
Can y'all hear?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can't hear you, baby. Can you all hear Truth Slayer? Truth Slayer, say something.
Hello,
I can't hear you. Wait a minute. Say it again.
hello.
Hey, I'm so stupid. I had my speaker turned down.
Girl,
Wait
I
a
was
minute.
live. The last time I was live, I was talking for about 17 minutes before I realized anybody couldn't hear me. So I get it. But how you doing today?
I'm fine. Wait a minute. Let me.
Good.
Okay, say something now. Okay,
Hello.
I hear you. I had YouTube
Okay.
open in that. That's probably why it wasn't echo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
girl, what you gonna do about your
was just
girl?
listen. Do what she claimed everybody else done did to her, but didn't. I'm so
Girl,
tired of her. I'm so tired of her. She need hands and feet in real life. I ain't gonna hold you. But anyway,
she does.
I was just gonna say, first of all, thank you for letting me up. I was just gonna say that the reason why I believe she focuses on this certain, content creators.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, they are very good at what they do in terms of being professional, approaching this as a business, their content, you know what I'm saying, the videos, the editing, the visuals. I mean, they doing a big one as bloggers, just as bloggers. And I think because La Truth uh if you want to say rubs elbows this with this part of the sector that like really goes hard about the truth that ultimately is on his behalf because the truth just happens to fall with him from what we can tell, right? And so other people, when we say, well, there's more than just us talking about it and this and that, but he comes in the chats of or he shouted out certain folk over here in this little corner or whatever of the sector. I mean, I think it is the biggest part. I think that the content creators that she has a most issue with are the sector. When you think about the sector, you do think about these people who, have consistently been reporting, definitely had their receipts and facts together. But then
Mhm.
you have like Average at Best and Summer's Room and I think like Real Talk blogs. You have other successful bloggers who do speak on her consistently. But it's
Yeah.
like she focuses on the certain ones over here because she associates them with the truth.
Yep.
Latrue. I mean, I don't know if Latruth has ever been in Average at Best comments. I don't know, but it's like the ones that she feels like that he favors.
Mhm.
They do go hard with their blogging, but it's like you got to have issue with them because you feel like they're like years ago. I think I'm saying years ago now. It's been going on so long where she was like, "Oh, he definitely paying them. He paying them," and I'm like, "You think he paying people because you pay people, girl? You
Exactly.
do. You're doing all the things that he taught you. So whatever it is that he's doing, I mean, whatever it is that you're doing, you're like, well, he's doing it too because you definitely mimicked him in this space because this was the truth owned the social media space as an influencer. She came into it and then she started soaking up everything that he does and everything he showed her. So now that she doing all of this stuff, she like, well, he doing it too. No, ma'am, that him too stuff was cut off when he left you. So now you on your own. You can't talk about this any kind of similarities. But
Mhm.
just saying all that to say, she doesn't like that he has said on his platform, shout out to Lupac, shout out to Harmony Speaks, shout whoever he's ever shouted out by name. That's who she has a problem with.
Mhm.
um and so I just wanted to kind of point that out, like we ain't the only ones talking about her, it's other people, but yeah, I don't see him shouting out the names of those other really good channels that I mentioned.
Yep. I she's not gonna win it. She's
Mm-mm,
not gonna win it because she
mm-mm.
when that first court case they let her down, she'll drop the rest of them.
Won't she?
Yep.
That
She's
girl is so lost. And I felt like when this whole divorce thing happened, she do what she want to do and don't think about the future. She's a very, you know, she's easily triggered and very what's the word, my two? Um Lord have mercy, I'm drawing a blank. She's very what's the word? She's very because she's so easily triggered.
mhm.
Um she pop off so easily and she don't think about how it's going to affect her in the future at all. She like in
She
this
does
moment,
not.
this is where I'm at and this is what I'm saying and this is how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, but you ain't thinking about none of this. You ain't thinking about being recorded while you in front of your daughter talking about catching frog legs and my
Exactly.
coochie and all of this kind of stuff. You're being recorded live on the internet, ma'am. This is not a
Exactly.
little club or something off to the side that you put together that only people who you personally invited to are in there, which is still not a good idea because it's being recorded. You
Exactly.
know, and you don't think about like down the road, like I'm sure that was embarrassing to Lala, but them kids, I think they got their mama T clocked, but she's still their mother. And that's just all that
Yeah.
that is, right? Still your mama. Um, but when she figures out that when she found not I don't know if it's even figures out when she accepts that whatever I'm doing, it has a resounding effect. This ain't no just for right now. And that's why
Mhm.
when you confront her with things that she does and says, she be like, oh well, da da da. No, it's not oh well. It's deal with that. It's consider that. It's not no, oh well, it shouldn't have did this and I wouldn't have did that. No, it's not. Just you keep blowing past everything and not learning your lessons. And that's what is so frustrating, to me about her, because I've made some terrible mistakes in my life too, but I own my stuff. I stand on whatever was going on. And she don't do that. Everything is a deflection. So when she has to be broken completely down financially. I said this over a year ago, and I'm sure a lot of other people have too. Because that is the part that she worships. She worships
Mhm.
the money, the social media money, and the attention that she gets. Because I think, based on what it's been said, it's been alleged that back in Rocky Mountain, she can't come back there, or she gonna get the brakes beat off of her
I heard that.
at any given moment.
I heard somebody. I heard. I forgot who lied, but I did. I heard that it was that, and what else did I hear? That she had a warrant. I heard she had a warrant. But you hear so much, you never know what's true. But I did hear that somebody say that she cannot go back because her
Uh
behind.
huh. Thank you, y'all in the chat. Impulsive. Lord, I don't know why I couldn't find the word. Impulsive. Yes, somebody said compulsive. All of that. That's what I was trying to think of. Impulsive. Um, but yeah, they said that she has, because she doesn't, mess with people's men or husbands or whatever. And that they said it's a number of women back there that can't stand her and can't wait to put their hands on her.
Yep.
And I'm
And
like,
then
how is it everywhere you go, somebody want to fight you,
she
or
goes to
somebody's always
bed.
putting their hands on you?
She try to act like she's not scary, and then you hear when Steph was telling about what happened in court. Okay, she's not scared,
Hmm.
but she asking security to walk her outside, and then she had her daddy with her. So what was that about? If you're not scary and your dad and your son there, why you need an escort to your truck? Because she's scary as hell. Get on here and do
Right.
all that big talking and scary.
And if you think that you're in harm's way by going to court, first of all, there's nothing but police there, and so you still scared. But secondly, why are you bringing your elderly father and your minor child to a situation where you feel like you need security?
Yep.
I mean, it's court. It's police everywhere.
Yep.
you know and then it's just incredible. That's why I'm telling y'all, I know we've talked about it a million times, all her different personalities and stuff. Like, she ain't just knowingly lying. Sometimes she don't even remember that she said and did whatever, because you just can't lie like this and be conscious.
Hmm.
Like, you going in and out of consciousness, don't know what's been said and what you've done until they come back to bite you.
Exactly.
I
Cindy
mean, it's
said,
really, I'm telling y'all, she's really a phenomenon. We need to figure out how to put this shit on Tubi and get paid for it, since Robert ain't gonna do it.
exactly. Cindy said, but I think she has a concealed to carry a weapon. I don't think she has a concealed to carry a weapon. She has real mental health issues on paper because I remember she said Boo Boo Boy tried to use her mental health against her.
But then I heard her say, "I've never been on medication." Girl, that ain't no brag, because you need some,
Exactly.
and it's okay if you need some. Just take it. If you need some, take it. It's not, I don't think she understands that. Even as I mean, she couldn't have been raised right, because even at, I'll be 50 this summer. Okay, God willing. And it's so many things that about me that stem from what I was taught as a child that I still stand on. That's still the right thing. That's still, it's like you couldn't have been raised, because the way that she is with her children, it's like, I can't imagine that you had a good foundation of being raised as a child yourself, because you would just emulate what was done for you.
Hmm.
It's like you don't know what you're doing. You have these kids, and she said it. I heard her say herself that, I think it's when she was talking to Sleepy, on when she brought him on her panel or whatever, and was like, you know, I decided if I kept having babies, we was gonna be together forever and all that. She said it, and then,
Hmm.
like, so then, I mean, but how many babies do it take for you to figure that out?
Child, I
Then you
don't
still
know.
don't figure it out, and then you do it again. and then you do it again and get the twins. It's like that girl. I don't think she had no surgery. That girl ain't done having kids or none of that.
Exactly.
Okay, I don't think she. I think she still got another baby in her that she'll put out here for real. Um, those children are guaranteed child support. Sadly, I think that's where she coming from. If and prayerfully, if Robert go back and he start back making some millions and stuff,
Mhm.
she got what 13 more years to be in his pocket. Now you got Janelle, who allegedly has these movies coming out, and his he getting his bag up, he working. You got guaranteed child support from him. But the thing is, the child support ain't just free flowing money. Them kids need it. They gonna need clothes, shoes, college funds, or whatever else. So it's not just free flowing money. That girl will do anything not to go back to work because I think she has social anxiety, which why she don't ever go nowhere. And now that she is done all this lying on the internet, she's like the African father. You know, you go somewhere, you don't know who might come up and hit you across the head because of how you've been on this internet. Um, so now she really ain't going outside. You
Mhm.
know, now you really don't want to go to no job because how you gonna be Big Bree behind somebody's counter somewhere?
Exactly. Exactly. Hey,
Let me
Queen
see what
Stephanie.
I'm about
I
to say.
didn't
What
see you
Queen said
come
down
up
there
and
talking
hide in the
about?
comment. Huh?
I said, yeah, I saw. I was trying to. I'm driving, so I'm being careful. I'm almost to my destination. But I was saying, I seen Queen Step down in there. What's up, Queen Step? Yes, Beverly. She is very disturbing, and I don't know why she don't see the error of her ways. That's what's crazy. Like after so long, you got to know that you the problem. Like it was certain things going
Exactly.
on where I was like, you know what? I need to stop doing what I'm doing. Like for
Yep.
real. She don't never had those moments where like, okay, it's me.
She does not. I don't get it because you can. I mean, she got to know you've been doing this almost 3 years, and your brand is dwindling, 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 and
I
you,
keep going back. I'm sorry,
yeah,
my two. Go ahead.
and then you like when like she say she be quiet, but you're not quiet because we already know you work through your people, so you're not quiet. And when that doesn't work, when she's not really saying anything and her people are talking and she see we still doing content, that upsets her. Then she'll come back, I've been quiet. No, you've never been quiet because you work through your people and we know that's how you operate. And then she got on there and said yesterday, hey Robin Buttercup, she got on there yesterday and said that she got on there yesterday and I'm way behind in the comments. Krisha said that a while ago. I heard you read it. She got on there and read yesterday when she was live, or yesterday or the day before, that they know what to do. The ones that rock with her know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to say nothing.
That
So
girl come on here telling herself and in court crying.
yeah, she is very spontaneous.
And then my thing is, you talking. Then you put the post out after Lala's graduation. Then you put a post out talking about um, what you hate about locks is even once you just did them, they don't look like they was just done. Girl, wasn't nothing just done about that child hair. Nothing.
No,
Okay, and you don't know how to comb hair to if I'm gonna lock my child's hair, you need to at least start with a professional base. Like you don't even know what you're doing to be locking hair. Like you don't even comb hair properly, let alone to lock it. So if I'm gonna lock my child's hair, I'm gonna have it done professionally to where, maybe I can do the tightening up or something. So now I know it's properly installed or properly done. But you just up there twisting, I don't see no moisturizer whatsoever. And you talking about it's being natural. Why you don't wear your shit natural?
exactly. She doing that so that she can keep getting hers done. Because those girls, when they want, as they grow, they have to have hair maintenance too. And with locks, I got sister locks. So with locks, you don't have to do it every week. You do it like every couple of
Mm-hmm.
months because you can't mess with it all the time. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
she's doing is saving her money so she can keep getting hers done. She don't want to get all three of their hair done every other week or every week. When I was coming up, my mom told me
Yeah.
I went to the hairdresser every other week. because she couldn't do hair, but she made sure my hair was done until I started doing my own
Listen,
hair.
absolutely. My mama was pressed the best hair I've ever seen. We all had long hair down our backs, pretty black girl hair every 2 weeks. We was getting our hair pressed, you know. And like I said, my mother, I was talking about this on a couple of lives ago, one of my lives, that, my mother didn't play. She audited our underwear drawers and everything. If anything was looking dingy or starting to get raggedy, everybody put a bunch of fresh panties and socks and whatever. Remember how you used to wear slips back then? Remember?
Yeah, we did.
You know what I'm saying? You
And
get your new
most people
slip and you,
though, last
girl, please.
they don't believe in slips no more. The last time I went to church, this young lady had on a white dress,
Mm-mm.
and you could see straight through it. She had on some red panties. They were like bikinis. You can see straight through it. It showed everything. They don't believe in slips no more. I'm old. I still wear slips.
Mm-mm.
I don't want nobody seeing through my stuff.
Or stockings.
No, they
Or
don't do
stockings.
stockings no
Definitely
more.
no
No,
stockings. They don't
I
even
used
have stockings on in the pulpit. They don't even have stockings on.
they don't.
Mm-mm. Hey, everybody, in the chat speaking. Love you guys. Thank you.
Kimberly
Um,
said she better make sure she take those kids with her for her birthday and don't leave them with her dad. She was talking about she didn't really want to do nothing this year for her birthday. That's a telltale sign that that money done dried up. So she go out of town and do her birthday big.
she got a GoFundMe up. Your family, and your finances are in jeopardy. You going on vacation? I mean, what, are you in the same reality as everybody else? You got to
Mm-hmm.
GoFundMe up, but you can go, but you going on a vacation.
Uh huh.
And don't say, well, y'all don't even know job paying for it or anything. You can't say that, because if he can pay for vacation, he can certainly pay to help keep your ass out of jail.
And then she say he don't do nothing. Everything that in the trip, she paid for everything, the trips and everything. So she already said he don't pay for nothing.
But she did, and then she turned around and said, I trick on him, he trick on me. What's the big deal? When they just
Yeah,
whatever that last trip
that's
they
what
went
she
on,
claimed.
remember?
Yeah, she tried to
Because
dress
she
it up.
always changed it up. Yeah, she always
Yeah,
changes. She did say that, and she changed that. So now he trick on you too. I thought you said he don't ever do nothing. Where are your?
exactly.
She done spent over $100,000 on this man, per her own admission. Really, you add
Yeah,
everything up, but you can't mention that he even spent $1,000 on you. This man buying you knockoff stuff, and them trips you taking him on, not pretend knockoff trips. You
it's
buying
not.
$10,000 jewelry pieces,
Yeah, Queen Steps and when Queen
$30,000 necklace. Mm-hmm.
exactly. Queen Steps said when her son heard the things I stated she was doing, he got up and moved in the back of the court. He was embarrassed. I know those kids embarrassed. She want to
Oh
say that the
wow.
stuff that she said on her live that the stuff that's going on, um, that her kids, she don't allow her kids to be on social media. She don't show her kids on social media, and they can go to school in peace. They don't know. What did she say? They don't know who she is, and they don't. She don't show them so they can have a normal childhood. But I bet
Mm-hmm.
money the same schools those children go to. I bet those parents have seen her on social media acting a fool, and I bet those parents have let their children know or showed their children this is their little boy that go to school too. This is mama.
Uh-huh. And then she always comparing herself to global celebrities. Girl, don't the people don't even know who you are for real. We the only
Exactly.
ones crazy that to be following your crazy stuff, okay?
Yep.
I mean, come on now. Like, well, Tina Turner didn't have to give her girl.
You are not Tina Turner, baby.
You ain't got no
She puts herself up
them
there now.
twins is
That's
not
one thing.
Roomy and Sir, okay?
She
But you
puts
know what? I think from
herself
where
up
she
there.
came from, I think from where she came from, my two, that this is Hollywood for her. This shit is for freaking Hollywood.
I guess.
I mean, it has to be a contrast of Rocky Mountain to Instagram. And she,
Mhm.
I mean, she, in her mind, she has completely arrived. She like she said when the divorce first happened, she was like, I ain't had a job in 6 years. I get up and do what I want to do and don't do what I don't want to do every day. No, you do
Yeah.
what you want to do every day. You get up and I feel like her days go like this, but between her running back and forth and jeopardizing the welfare of them babies, in my opinion, sticking them bottles in their mouth, you're not sitting them up, holding them or nothing, because you're so busy trying to see what the camera doing. Between that, you watching all this content and you trying to plot on how to because you know that the people blogging on you are smarter than you. So you
Mhm.
watch it. I don't know if she think it's educational purposes or what, but you watch them and you try to take some of the stuff that they saying that you know is better for you to hear, but you
Mhm.
don't. Come on now, let me over. Sorry, I'm driving. But you don't want to really do it and take it for apply it because it is kind of like an admission that you didn't know what you was doing, right? But we've
Exactly.
seen her do it though. We've seen her, you go to combing their hair after it's been talked about. Now all of a sudden you cooking, But when I saw her put that romaine lettuce in that steaming hot pot, I just lost complete faith in her in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Girl, nobody cook lettuce, honey. Okay, you got the camera on cooking lettuce, baby.
She
What
don't
are
know
you
what she's
doing?
doing. She don't know. She wants to
Do you
use
know the
Momo.
difference between lettuce and cabbage, girl?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And then wonder why that man don't eat her cooking.
And it really,
The only thing you see her trying to cook is
mm-hmm,
pasta, and you're doing that with sauce out of a jar. Girl, come on. Anybody can boil some noodles and cut up some chicken, put some broccoli in it, and pour that sauce over it. That's not cooking.
that's
Not,
it. And then you boiling the hell out the pasta and cooking the shrimp for 45 minutes, girl. That shrimp is out of order. Okay.
Kimberly,
It take you
Kimberly,
like, it's like 3 minutes on each side for shrimp. That's it.
exactly. Kimberly said she wants to use Momo to call the police on Robert to make her look good in court. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna
Mm-mm.
work. Now she's trying to
And
throw it.
Momo let her know that. Momo let her know the shit wasn't gonna work. She was like, for what? When she was saying, she was like, well, my dad was right there by the elevator. Like, Momo was like, whatever. Then she said, Momo to switch up. She was like, patty cake, pat. Like, get off that,
Yep,
girl, because you don't know what you talking
exactly. It backfired.
about.
She be
Even your
doing
kids know you a fool.
it be backfiring on her dumb ass. Thank you, realistic, for the becoming a YouTube member.
Then she just laughed through it. Oh, well. No, it's not. Oh, well. Stop doing this dumb shit. It's not. Oh, well, ma'am. You
Healing
know,
Hearts. She said the branch broke. Hey, Healing Hearts. Yep, but
yes,
she
SC Island. The girl was cooked the lettuce. Yes, she did. She called herself as making like a shrimp Caesar salad. Um, but like, yeah, you cook the shrimp for the salad, but there's nothing else, ma'am.
hmm
That's it.
Okay, so Queen Step said SCI that's against the law in court record in courts to record, but when I'm able to show what I have, I will. Yep,
Oh
that
gosh.
I've had like I have friends, right? All of us do. And like if you're in a group setting and we'll get into a conversation and I'll tell one of them something and they'll be combative. I have this one friend, she always be combative when we're with our when we're in the group. But then after we leave, she'll come back and she'll say, well, I heard what you said. I get it. I get it. She won't do it in front of people, but after the fact, she'll come back and say,
Uh-huh.
I get it. You were right. You were right. But she gonna stand her ground when somebody's looking or whatever. And she was like, well, you could have pulled me to
Yeah.
the side, like all of us friends, so we should have been able to say that. And then she'll be like, well, I get it later. And but this girl,
Yeah.
even with people like the videos, we don't tell her to do nothing wrong. We're not telling her nothing bad
Mm-mm.
about her. And you think that she tries to show, like, I think her way of telling us she get it is when she does attempt to cook, when she does attempt to read to that baby, when she does attempt to show family time play. But it's not sincere. It's to prove a point to us. We shouldn't have to tell you.
Yeah.
We should not have to tell you
Hmm.
to spend that emotional bonding time with your child by reading, with the doing homework. We shouldn't have to tell you that. So you doing it after the fact is just to prove a point to us, trying to show us you do that. It's not sincere.
Hmm.
It's for the
Hmm.
camera.
Yeah, and I really, it is sad for the because like I was never um like embarrassed about my parents, like their behavior or how they. Now my dad, rest his soul, he wasn't nobody to play with. He was very loving and everything, gave us the world, but he did not play. He didn't play with us, even though we were spoiled. He still didn't play with us, and he didn't play with nobody else about us. And and I remember it was I grew up, in an all predominantly white school and stuff, and it was I remember the principal had made a comment using the N word,
Hmm.
and so I let my mother know. I was like in ninth grade. And I was like, Mom, please don't tell Daddy, because you already know he crazy. He gonna go up there and kill everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, don't do that. And so before I told her, she's like, okay, well, what was it? I ain't gonna say nothing. But of course, once I told her, she told him anyway. She wanted the information out of me. He went up there, and my dad went up there and had that principal lifted up off the floor by his collar with his feet dangling, and was letting him know, you know what I'm saying, about that behavior and doing, because we were the only black kids in the entire school, y'all, in the entire school, not the grade, not the class, the school. And he let them know. And but I'm saying my parents didn't play, but they also were very loving and giving and everything toward us. Like, I knew when I was in trouble, I knew why, I knew that I was wrong, I knew why I was wrong, and I didn't do that shit again. I didn't feel abused. I'm saying all that to say, like, with her, whoever really like raised you, told you right from wrong? Were you just being given whatever you wanted to shut you up because you always had a
Hmm.
chemical imbalance and misbehaved? And so just to shut you up and keep you happy, because she said my parents gave me whatever I wanted. Okay, well, baby, you're not a child no more. You don't just get whatever you want in this world, and it's wrong as a parent to give your child everything they want without lessons, without making them work for anything. Because God forbid something happen to you, what do they know how? They don't know how to do nothing, and that's what we're seeing with her right now. She don't know how to live in general. In general, to me, like, if you don't parent, you don't clean up, you don't make your house a home, you got posters on the wall like it's your 15-year-old bedroom. Girl, you put pictures and frames up when you were a grown woman.
Hmm.
I mean, come on. So I don't know if it's you stuck in childhood, arrested development, you used to getting what you want. Even when it came to her marriage with LaTruth, you checking the phone every night, baby. That's not what married people do. They get married because they have a love and trust for each other where you don't have to do that.
Hmm.
Like, she just that's why I say nobody like maybe they try to show you and tell you something, you just wouldn't believe it. I think she should have had behavioral therapy and medication and all that kind of stuff as a child, and maybe that would have helped shape her into being a better adult. So that's why everything is now, it's her conversation is very immature. Just the way she's, I know we all say little trendy things, but her entire conversation, she literally sounds like she's like 17 years old. And I'm like, you got kids that is almost 17 years old, and you sound like a 17-year-old. You're
She
very
does.
immature conversation.
Very, very immature, and that she talks like a teenager. It's like she's developing and she's aging, but her mind is staying, her mind is not developing at all.
Hmm.
It's like it's stuck in her teenage years. The stuff that she says, that's not things that an adult mother with 6 kids would say. Some of the stuff that she say. I'm
And I
like,
know it's very sensitive to speak on people's kids and stuff like that. Um, And because I don't have my own biological children, people, they'll think you're not qualified to speak on it. But I beg to differ, and that's another conversation. But um, when I hear her children speak, it concerns me. I'm just gonna say that
Yeah.
it concerns me. Their speech concerns me, and I don't have to have kids to be able to identify that. And I'm like, girl, again, parenting is not just making sure they eat and got somewhere to stay and got, you know, secondhand clothes on. Ain't nothing wrong with secondhand clothes, but I'm saying not when you big breed. Your kids shouldn't be daily in secondhand clothes if you big
They
breed and
should
if you the
not.
bag and if you
They
got 3
should
million followers.
And then she turns around and
Oh,
she when the kids want something. Like I remember I reposted that video when she made that baby, or made all the girl and the boys, all but Momo. She made them eat that hot chip. Don't do no research. You remember during the time when that was a popular TikTok thing? Those chips were killing grown folks. Those
uh-huh.
those chips was sending grown people to the hospital in comas. And she had her at the time, I think, I don't know how old they are, but they were too young to be doing that chip challenge. And she said it
Mm-hmm.
was for a PC. She had them do it. They got to do stupid shit like that for her to spend money on them. One on one of the new PC, and she bribed him to eat the chip in order to get the PC.
She's so sadistic. Brianna, you are sadistic. Now I'm glad she had a piece of sense not to give the chip to Momo.
Mm-hmm.
And Momo was refusing anyway, but thank God. Momo got, let me tell you something, Momo got the most sense out of anybody in that house.
Yep.
Anybody.
Yep. And then the little boy was
You can
like,
tell. Hmm.
he had ate half of it. She's like, all you gotta deal was you gotta finish the whole thing. Now she see this baby in agony, but she made him eat the rest of it all in order to get
And
him to
and laughed the whole way.
laugh like that hyena laugh she do. She thought it was funny, but she felt sympathy for Janelle when he ate his. She didn't show that
Janelle
same. He
called the
didn't show that same.
ambulance. Remember
Yeah,
the ambulance?
exactly. Exactly. But she did not even call him on her kids, but it was called for this is wrong, for this is wrong. And then
That,
she put it on social media and then wonder why we talk about her dumb ass. Because of stupid stuff like that. You get this man shit of his free will. He ain't gotta do nothing to get all these gifts. You talking about $1,000 at the most if you buy the best PC for your son and he gotta eat a hot chip to earn it? Oh, come on now.
mm, mm, mm. That fool. That fool went to call the ambulance. When I tell you I was in tears laughing at that, I said, not you give it to your children, which was awful, but they straight. This fool got the ambulance.
But they say that thing will make it where you can't breathe. And the people that I saw that was telling, begging people not to take it, it says like it inflames your lungs, like it makes it very hard for you to breathe in your lungs.
Yeah.
Everything, your throat, all down in your insides, be like it's on fire. And this is what she gave those kids. Before I do
This
anything,
girl crazy.
you
And
have
then she
to.
didn't take it, but my two, she didn't take it herself, did she?
No, she did not.
Okay, right. Yeah, she didn't even do it herself.
She did not.
My goodness. So you'll give your small elementary school, small children something to ingest that you won't do, that you won't take.
Exactly. Exactly. He
Mm.
said she left school not because she couldn't learn, but because she struggled with everyday common sense. Exactly. And she's still struggling with it.
And I think that she does those, like, who was that just said SC Island said she threw their water balloon on Lala, and I'm like, here she go. Right, because you know why? She don't have anybody else around her to take out her frustrations and everything on. So she turned it into this game and she does it to her children. And it's abusive in my opinion. When she threw that stuff on that baby was in that bed sleeping, you come in here. This is your way of parenting to tell him when I tell you to clean your room or whatever next time do it. That's just a conversation, ma'am. That ain't no
Yeah,
snatching no child up out they sleep, pouring stuff on them. He get up, he frustrated. You got Lala as your little sidekick, want to be everything like you, sadly, and she laughing with you, talking about how funny it is. I'm like, the boy, you know, what I mean, that was just a conversation. That's why I say she don't know what she don't know how to live. That's just a conversation. You sit your child down and you let them know, listen, when I tell you to do something, it's not a non-negotiable. You do it when I ask you to do it. Now, if you continue to not follow my instructions, whatever. I'll take your game. I start the discipline. You can't do this, you can't do that. But you already got them where they can't do nothing. You got them kids locked up in that house. That's not developing them. That's not showing them how to be socially comfortable. That's not showing them how to relate to other people and just be out here in the world. God forbid something happened to you. Them kids got to fend for themselves, and you ain't put nothing in them to help them do that. When she was talking about that, calling the police with Momo, when she gonna say, well, if wherever you at, if you, where did she say? If you, she said, if you outside, something she said, or if you on a couch or whatever. If you on a couch, girl, if she on a couch, that means she inside somewhere safe. Why would she be left alone inside somewhere? A couch would be inside. So what you mean if you left alone even on a couch? Call the police. Girl, what are you talking about? I guess she's trying to say if he leave her alone at home and she's sitting on the couch, call the police. You know that man ain't gonna leave his child. You know that man is not gonna leave
exactly.
Momo nowhere.
Exactly. And Mama let her know. That didn't go like she thought it was gonna go.
Right.
What you said. I didn't hear it, but when I got home, I went out of town and I came back last night. I was in New Orleans and we got back like two something in the morning. But I was listening to Queen Fee, and somebody said in the comments she told that baby to call the police on her dad. I'm like, what? And I've been trying to find out. When I got up this morning, first thing I did call Amber and ask what happened, why she so. I asked about two things, but that was one of them. She didn't even know nothing about it, and I saw it again in her chat, and she didn't know nothing about it because she don't leave her stuff.
Listen,
She'll say stuff and then delete it.
I was cracking up because when she said um, something like, "Are you ready to go on vacation in 2 weeks?" Momo said, "Wait a minute." Most kids would be like, "Yay, yay, where we going or whatever." She said, "Wait a minute. My daddy taking me on a roller coaster and a picnic."
Okay,
And I'm
that's
laughing
right.
because I'm like, her every day with her daddy is a vacation. Honey, you ain't
Exactly.
said nothing impressive to that child. She like, okay, that vacation, but I already got plans to go on a roller coaster and a
Yep.
picnic with my daddy. So I don't know about all that. That's Tim D. That's what I heard. It's like I don't know about going nowhere. What you talking about? Because I know what's going on over here. We on vacation every day.
And then another thing is that she does not let those kids have. It's okay to raise your children to be close to each other, but they don't have any friends that they socialize with. They don't be around other kids, and that may be why that baby is wanting to go with his daddy. I bet he's glad he's going because he can be a teenager and do teenage stuff with his friends and not be stuck because she doesn't have any friends. Um, you cannot do children like that. You have to let children be children. That's what the big
Mm-hmm.
uproar is about that little 4-year-old kid that's running around the country dancing for grown folks. They're not letting that baby be a child. They mapping out her life and taking her childhood away.
Yeah,
You
and
cannot
she's a
do that.
toddler. Like she's not even like the 7, 8, 9 years old. Even she is
Exactly.
a
Exactly.
baby.
No,
Yeah.
you can't do that to a child. You have to let children have experiences of being a child and staying at home, not communicating, and not having social lives with other kids. I've never seen nothing like that. My mother was strict, but she still let me have my friends, and I could still, if she met the parents, I could still go to their home,
Yeah.
or they could come to mine.
That behavior.
She just
See, I think she
weird.
really went off the deep end. And then I gotta run in here and get my adjustment I put up to the chiropractor. But she when she left, okay, when she left Sleepy, y'all, right? She claimed He threw her into a wall when she was pregnant with Isaiah. She was bleeding. She had to go to the hospital. She said, quote, every day it was something, end quote. Okay. So every day it was something. You had to get permission and all of that. Now listen, when she got with LaTruth and she saw he was nothing like that, it was like she just started doing her big one and trying to be the one that had the control because she didn't have any control with Sleepy, clearly. So it was like, okay, he's nothing like Sleepy. And so she was to me like almost like getting her doing her big one um as it related to Sleepy, but taking it out on the truth. Like the not trusting him, checking the phone, the stuff that she couldn't do with Sleepy, she did her big one with the truth. She wasn't checking Sleepy phone, just like you were saying. I know she ain't checking no Janelle phone. Okay. Janelle ain't letting her check. That's why she be so manic and crazy because she can't check nothing and verify nothing that to bring her peace. With the truth, she was checking the phone every night. She saw wasn't nothing going on, so that's why she was all healthier looking and plump and looking in the face and just looked healthier, and the kids looked better and healthier because she felt comfortable and confident that that man wasn't doing nothing because he allowed her to check that phone and all of her other, y'all remember when she put the knife up to him and it was in a public space. Do you remember that, my too?
I do. I do.
So, so she did all of these things, all this crazy stuff that she couldn't do with Sleepy. So now she like, okay, I can be my true manic self with him, and he just be doing stuff to try to calm me down and make me know it's okay. And she was in love with that, with him
Mhm.
letting her be insecure and then shore it up by checking the phone, and then I remember before any of the divorce ever came up, and he was it her birthday or was it my Valentine's Day, and he
Mhm.
took her and it was, I guess it was a room, and the room was all decorated nice and everything, and he was recording, and she was looking around, okay, this is nice and thank you, and then he was just letting her soak it in. Then she gonna say, well, where my gift at?
Mhm.
Maybe this is your gift. Maybe this it will make you think it's something more than this. This right here is very nice, and I know you've never been treated this way. So why weren't you even happy with that? You like, well, where's the gift? Girl, that man marrying you was a gift.
Exactly.
That man fathering your children that aren't his, that was the gift.
Exactly. Do you see this comment? Hi- Hiring female
Is it about
lawyers, internet lawyer. She done
wait a
hired a
minute.
lawyer for her case.
Oh, you don't know what's up? So this what happened yesterday. Yesterday morning, because you're supposed to be in court, I think Monday.
Uh huh.
Bree filed Bree filed and asked for a continuance,
Mhm.
right? She
Mhm.
filed it yesterday morning, pro se, meaning she does not have a lawyer.
Mhm.
So that back when she said, "Oh, y'all got a lawyer," and we like, okay, well, how? Because your paperwork keeps saying that you filing everything pro se. If you have a
Mhm.
lawyer, it would not say that at all. Well, she said because she needed the continuance because she has paid her lawyer in full, and basically the lawyer, she ain't been hearing from the lawyer, essentially. She submitted a $3,800 receipt to the court saying paid in full.
Mhm.
Um, uh, and I know I heard this in the members only live, but I know this is public record, so I hope I'm not stepping on no toes to be repeating it on your panel today. But
Mhm.
um, and so anyway, so she filed that. Well, at the end of the day, right before the business day ended, the TikTok lawyer Brittany Dixon
Mhm.
filed saying that she was a lawyer now and asking for a continuance. Now that was critical because if she had asked for a continuance without a lawyer, they may have went ahead and went forward and she was going to be completely cooked because she,
Mhm.
everything the truth got, all the contempts. But when the lawyers step in, the court will respect that. And in the court's mind, the lawyer may just now be getting their hands on whatever information. So they do need time to prepare to come to court. So that
Mhm.
they're likely to give her a continuance so that the lawyer can prepare. But this is what I was saying about that. So you told the court yesterday morning basically your lawyer ran off with your money. That's essentially what you told the court. That lawyer had to step up and file something yesterday ASAP because that lawyer's credibility is on the line now. You mean you telling these people and you giving them proof that you paid me? Or you not? She didn't name the person, but she's well, no, she did when she showed the proof. She had to. So
Hmm.
now she had to respond immediately, and I guess she did challenge some of the contempts that Robert put on her, but I don't know the details of that. So she does have a lawyer now, y'all, but uh and she will likely get a continuance, so we're not gonna hear anything on Monday. But she's still cooked though, in my opinion, because all the stuff with Walt, her all the proof of her inciting these people, cooperating with these people,
Yep.
conspiring with these people, all that stuff is clear. So yeah, she absolutely needed a lawyer
She need a
because
real one though.
she can't answer to that stuff.
She's
Yeah,
gonna
they
need a
say
real one.
I thought they said that this chick was a good lawyer. They said she was. Is she good?
I don't know. They saying Timu. I can only think of one person in mind when they say Timu, but she's gonna need a lawyer because there's so much stuff out there against her. They're gonna have to be able to counter it, and you just cannot find
Mm-hmm.
that much damaging information out there on Robert. Word of mouth is one thing, but as far as concrete evidence, you cannot find anything out there on him like that unless they're gonna manufacture it.
And we know that they've been to Receipt University, so the only
Yeah.
degrees that she does have. So yeah,
Everybody.
so I like I said,
Yeah.
I hope. Yeah, but that proves though, like you said, why like SC Allen said, that's why she said on her live her lawyer is 3,800. So what was she doing for 25,000? And and Lupac broke all that down very well and said, she said initially, well, I'm gonna be getting multiple lawyers because she need to fight all these different CCs because everybody's in different states. But then my thing is, you don't know how much you gonna need. If you ain't, what I mean, you ain't been given no price. What if it's 50,000? You talking about you need 25? I mean, you don't know how much it is. So one thing at a time. You need a lawyer. You didn't go to allegedly didn't, from what I understand, didn't have a lawyer in court with Step. But I thought you was getting a lawyer to fight CCs. That's what you
Yeah.
said you was getting it for. But then you turn around now you're using it for the case with Robert. But that's not what you said you needed it for.
Exactly. Anybody having trouble
But
on
see, when he hit
Facebook?
her with all the attempts, she was like, shoot.
Uh huh.
She said trouble.
Cherry Weber said, Is anybody having trouble on Facebook? It says it's shut down for updates. I just logged in. I don't have any issues with mine.
Let me
But
see. Mine came
yeah,
up too.
yeah, like I said, she's gonna need a very good lawyer, and she's not gonna. If they saying it's the lawyer that came off of YouTube, that ain't gonna work. That's just the surest handing that baby to Robert.
I
It's gonna be
mean,
a
it's
bad.
a kind of a, it's kind of says that when if you got if the day before this business day before court, you telling the court that she ain't whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then I mean, how much faith do you have in her if she's not really being attentive to your case?
Exactly.
But I guess she
Lolita,
did answer some of the, try to counter. Hmm.
yep. Lolita Johnson, she told her to get the cops or security and tell them I'm alone. Um, call my mommy. And she said, you would need to know your phone number and address to do that. She trying. It's like I started to name my title "Grasping for Straws." She is grasping for straws at this point, trying to get something on Robert, but she don't know yet. It's not gonna stand up in court. She took all these receipts to court with them that divorce, and all that didn't stand up in court. She took all these receipts to the judge, trying to get him charges. It didn't stand up in court.
Right.
So
And 5, 6 years later, now you want to read a book on live with Momo 3 days before court. Girl, sit down.
so she told Mama, "Why just
You could
lock
have
your baby
been doing
in?"
that.
Yep. So you can't go swimming for 2 weeks. Those are not locks. They're just twists. She is. I don't think. and this is my opinion. People have different opinions, but when you're that young, I don't think that you should lock a child's hair. Um,
Yeah.
because when they get to be teenagers and they see their friends with all these nice different braid styles or hairstyles, and then they just got these locks that was forced upon them at a young age, I just don't think you should do that. I think when a person decides to
Yeah.
get locked, they should be at an age where they can decide to get locked and not it being forced on them.
Hmm.
I've been mad, man,
I
much as I
agree.
changed my hair in my younger years. Once I became a teenager, much as I changed my hair because I used to do my own hair, I would have been mad as I don't know what if my mama had locked my hair and I couldn't get some of those trending hairstyles.
And in my opinion, and then we having a great conversation, but I'm gonna have to drop down, unfortunately. But in my
Okay.
opinion, when you have locks, adult or a child, right?
Mhm.
Because like right now, I done grew my natural hair out to the point where now I do want a sister lock it. I just want to find the right person who I trust to start me off right, because that foundation is going to be important. But I already know, even though I am, I'm a kind of a glamour girl too. I love makeup and
Mhm.
jewelry and all of that stuff. So I feel like with locks, you need that. You need a little extra polish because you know you can look unkept, even though I know it's our
Yeah.
natural hair texture and be proud of it. And I don't care. You still look a little unkept. So you need to make sure you always put some earrings and some lip glosses and mascara on or something to
Mhm.
kind of let everybody know, yes, I know I'm outside. When you do that with children, there's no reason why that little girl should have had on at that ceremony. She should have had on some a cute little earring, necklace, bracelet set, some little clear lip gloss, put a little bow or a little something up in that hair. You do something,
She
okay?
had that
Because you
baby.
just need that little extra finesse.
Exactly. She had that baby on there looking like a miniature. I want to say Little House on the Prairie with the clothes and the shoes, but the hair did. Mm, she just. I think she making a lot of parenting mistakes, and those children gonna live to tell her about it. This I don't even think it'll hurt her feelings, but I'm gonna say it's gonna end up hurting her feelings. When a child comes back and tell
Mm-hmm.
you what, like my daughter, we had conversations and she told me stuff that broke me down, but I thought I was doing right as a parent. And it hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But when they get older, they do that. They have conversations with their parents, and we're not gonna. We don't like everything that they say. So with her not
Mm-hmm.
being a good parent, and we witnessing it, that conversation is gonna hurt her to her core.
Yep. That's an excellent comment. You're right. And I
Yep.
wish that, that she if she would put the kids first and really hear them. I know as a parent, ultimately it is whatever you say. But like when I was coming up, I'm the middle child. If y'all understand that about birth order and about middle children, I I wasn't just like completely unruly, but I did ask a lot of questions. As you can see, I'm very talkative. I've always been a conversationalist. I love to debate. I was a debate champion in school, all of that, right? But I
Mhm.
always just wanted to know why though. Like I know I have to do what you said, but like why? Like I just want you. I mean, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. You say I can't go. I'm not gonna sneak out. But why?
Yep.
Help me. I mean, it is about me. It's about you know my life too. So I just wanted to understand why. But I had enough
Mhm.
respect for my parents. I never did. I never went against what they said. But I just was
Mhm.
like, I hated that because I said so. I hated that. I'm like, no, why? I would get in trouble for asking why. I'm like, let me just telling me because you said so. That don't make sense. You
Yep.
know. Give
And
me
I
some
used to be
context. And I feel like she don't do that with her kids. I don't think they get context. It's just like, oh well, it's because it's whatever I said.
now. The only thing with my mom doing, my mother was the one that she raised. She did not spare the rod. And growing up, I used to dislike her because we got whoopings for anything. If we like when she have company, we just automatically supposed to get up and go in that room. And if she have to tell us when they leave, baby, that was our ass. And when I got older and I
Yeah.
understood it, like I didn't really have to have no conversations like that with my mother, other than I thought my brother was her favorite. And my brother, after my mom passed and we had a conversation, he always thought I was her favorite. His wife said that he used to say that your mom's favorite. I was like, well, I felt the same way. But anyway, I didn't ever
Oh
have to have
wow.
that conversation with her because she was a darn good mom, and I appreciated those whippings after I got older. And my children come to me now
Yep.
and say, appreciate it. They deserved it when they think about what they did. So, oh yeah, you were supposed to beat our
Uh-huh.
butt.
And see, I think that like her children, we know when kids do talk, and especially if they don't feel heard at home, they really be sometimes they really talk at school, and some don't talk at all. They shut down. But
Yep.
when you start understanding like what other kids are, what's going on in their homes, and you start thinking about it in comparison to yours, and you're like,
Mhm.
dang, we don't have that. We don't get to do that. We don't go there. I don't know. No, I never heard of that. You start to
Mhm.
really figure out, um, you know like what life is really about,
Mhm.
and I there was a couple of places I could go spend the night, but it was primarily like at my aunt's, and my cousin's house and stuff like that. I had one childhood friend that my I could go over their house and she spent the night at my house. But other than that, everybody had to come spend the night at our house. We had whatever we want. We had the pizza, the ice cream. Remember SpaghettiOs?
Yep. They don't
Yeah,
taste the same now.
we used to tear them SpaghettiOs up.
When I was growing up, those were the best things, but now they have a real bad aftertaste. I was like, I know they didn't taste like that when we were growing up. I would have never eaten them.
Oh, it probably did change. Girl, you put some hot dogs and some cheese in there and a little bit of Frank's hot sauce. Girl, you was in there. Okay.
Esty
You was in
Island
there and we had fun.
Esty Island said when that's what she said on live. Her lawyer was $3,800, and she did say that on the live, but she crashed out. She
Yep.
tried. She already had a lawyer. It was $3,800, and she had already gotten things in motion. And so, if it was only $3,800, why does she need 25,000? She's not
See, but
hiring
because
no.
she talking about she gotta fight. Yeah, she said she need multiple lawyers to go after everybody. That was what she first said. That's why it was
Yeah,
so much. And I'm like, girl, you listen, you're not finna go state to state and fight all these people. I mean, if you are, this is really your content is suing content creators for speaking on what you put out there.
yep,
Unbelievable.
exactly. Lodine said, I think she
Unbelievable.
only got a lawyer because everybody was saying she was representing herself. Yeah, she didn't think those papers was going to get out and that we were going to see that she did not have a lawyer listed. She said it's the
She
same
should have
lawyer she
learned from the
used
divorce
before.
papers.
Miss Jazz said the rest is vacation money. Yeah, she got a birthday coming up. It's June 3rd. So she goes to court. June 3rd is Tuesday. Is that for the contempt or is that for the hearing?
You said what?
Is the court date that's June the 3rd for the hearing or is it for the hearing or is it going to be for the custody? Contempt of custody. Which one?
It was for every. My understanding is that it was everything. It's the custody. It's all the contempts.
Yeah.
Because the contempts are, I believe, are related to another reason why he wants the custody. You know what I mean? Like her not following the court order. Those are some of the contempts. I think that it's all in one court. So like that's why I say she was really cooked, without that lawyer, and she may not have gotten a continuance when she
Yeah.
asked for it yesterday morning if that lawyer hadn't responded. Because they're like, okay, you in the 11th hour talking about a continuance. You ain't got no lawyer. You know, all of this stuff that's been alleged. Nah, get your butt in here and let's figure this out about this child. So, but now that she got a lawyer going, it's like, okay. A lot of people saying, well, I don't think that she gonna, they're gonna he gonna get full custody. I think he has a very good chance. No, I know not 100%, but I do think he has a very good chance.
I do too.
All of her behavior and the playing with the court order is one thing, but that
Mm-hmm.
that daddy stuff,
Yeah.
that walk
That's
stuff is a problem
the
because now that the court is aware of it, the court has a responsibility to that child because God forbid something were to happen to that child by ignoring what they now know. they can be
Exactly.
held liable. Okay, now I'm gonna sue the state of Georgia because y'all knew this man, da 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 da, and this is what
Yep.
happened. So they're not gonna play about that Walt stuff.
Yep. And ever
And I'm
since
so
that
glad.
happened, she still has not stopped it. She still be around them because she don't think rules apply to her. She don't think rules apply to her and her.
I think she think her feelings are, her. She's been able to manipulate everybody in her all her life with her feelings and her tears. You know what I'm saying? She's been weaponizing that victim mentality all her life. Somebody always doing something to her. Y'all remember? I'm walking into the chiropractor now, but y'all remember when her sister came out and said something about when she came over, she was like 13 and Brianna
Mhm.
always had an attitude. Brianna always was, this, that, the other. She said, and they was arguing and Brianna kicked her, tried to kick her. And she said she folded Brianna up so fast and put her down and, whatever, whooped her butt or whatever, and was let her know, like, look, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna do that over here. I saw, so she been kicking people with them feet. Okay. You was kicking at Robert. You was kicking at your sister. You been kicking folk.
God, that foot get one good licking.
So,
You are cold.
girl, them size 14s take you off this earth. Okay.
Yep.
And so yeah, so she's always been seemingly defiant.
Yep. I'm gonna go through the
And
rest
I
of
think
these
she's
comments.
never really had friends.
I'm gonna be getting off. Go through the rest of these comments.
Okay.
And
Well, I appreciate it, girl. I'm going in here too, and I'll drop down and let you finish your comments. Thank you, my two.
you're welcome. As always, I love having you up here.
I appreciate that, and I love talking with you as well. Talk soon.
All right, girl.
Bye.
Bye bye. You good? You said I got my son in the Caribbean baby company. I wish you guys would call in and vote for him, please. The money is needed. I got a friend at work because I was pregnant. That's fine. Do they know who you are on Facebook, SC Island? How would they go about finding your Facebook page? I wish I knew who did it because I sure would have mine. I put sister locks in mine. And I hate it. Right now, I put some small braids over my sister locks because I miss doing the different styles and I hate it. Ass have to be a judge by 12. And have to be a judge by 12. All right, realistic. Thank you, Ronithia, and thank you, Miss White, for the supers. I'm gonna go back over and thank everybody in the end because I missed calling out some, but I did put them on the screen to let you all know that I appreciate it and I did see it. Truthfully, that's my grandson. He's 13. He would say I'm not being disrespectful, but why? I will vote for him. How do we competition? How do we find the competition? Third, if you're going through that, they don't care about us sending love and light. Exactly. Oh my God, you sound like my daughter. I allow my daughter to have a voice. No lawyer should ignore RH request. Exactly. That if they do, like Truth Slayer said, that's gonna end up hurting them in the end because if something happens, that's a lawsuit. I'm just tired. I'm tired of mine. Mothers are harder on the girls because they want us to be strong and prepared for this world. My mom was strict too, but once I was out of the house, we became best friends. Yeah, me and my mom did too, and I saw what she was talking about. Because when I tell y'all, I was sneaky and I was bad as hell, and I deserved every one of them strikes I got on me. My two acts and truth said that y'all have Philly cheesesteaks. Just shut up. Terry, you be clowning. It's not. I miss mine so much. I be talking to Boo Love sometime and I just get sad. I be like, I'm having a bad day. I miss my mama. I miss not being able to call her. And when she died, I took a picture of her before the funeral home came to get her. And sometimes I'll just go back to that picture and remember that day. Sad thing is, doctors thought he died in my stomach. We got him 3 months later. Okay, put the link in. Use that edge control. Terry, we're not allowed to spend nights anywhere. We were not allowed to spend nights anywhere. I didn't let my daughter spend the nights with nobody either. Now, my mom would let me spend the night with my best friend Laverne or either my friend Sonia, but she was friends with their mothers and they were single moms, no brothers, just girls. So I was allowed to do that. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm on live. We're, yeah, but she would let me, like my friend Sonia and my friend Laverne, it was just them and their mom. No, so she had to know their mothers. I couldn't, like, if I would ask to spend the night with somebody, she didn't know the parents or whatever, well, they had brothers. It was like, no. If she, especially if they had boys in the house, she was like, no. June 3rd is Boogabah's birthday, and they said they're supposed to go to court on the 3rd. Hi, Talisha. You came in when I'm getting ready to get off, sweetie. Oh, so, oh, okay, I see what the play is. My boys don't stay overnight with anyone now that my mom is no longer here. Her was the only place they could stay when I grew up. Now, I let mine have friends. I would let my daughter stay with a friend of hers. We found out that we were related to them, so we would let them go over there. But I would let them come to my house to stay with me. I was more strict with mine. I let them have friends. They could come to the house and play, but they had to go home or they could spend the night with us. But as far as me letting them stay the night away from home, I didn't do it because at the time when I started having kids, times were starting to change. Hey, Freddie. Hey, everybody that came in the chat and I didn't speak. He should file an emergency removal into court if they prolong the case. Yeah, if Booger Boy 6'3", then she probably will be out of town with Booger. That's why she wants to put the court date off. That's true. That's something to think about. That's probably is why she's trying to get everything changed. Walt issue will be more likely get Momo to safety. I can't believe that grown behind women don't have issues with pedos being around children. I don't care if it is the daddy, the uncle, the brother. If you touch the child, whether it was your relative or not, you would not be around mine. That's just the bottom line. I don't care how much I love you, I'll love you from a distance. You would not be around my kids. Like she said on that video, nobody's gonna hurt my kids. Well, you don't have that same energy that you had on that video when you was talking about the dog. Her alleged submitting false documents to remove Robert from court as well as Walt. He has a very good chance of full custody. Yeah, she that thing with the school and submitting those documents, if they call those teachers in or subpoena those teachers or the faculty, they're not gonna lie for her at all. They're not gonna lie. And she just does stuff to be vindictive and only hurts herself. Kids would tell you how they feel when they get older. My daughter told me some things I didn't know, and she ended up going through therapy because of it. but we wanted what was best for her. Yep, they do. My two, I feel, my two, I feel you. In that I miss my mother. She was really my best friend. I still got her in my phone. So when you, when I need to hear a voice, exactly. Like when she was in the hospital, I took videos of her, and I was gonna delete them so I can move on. I said, no, I'm not gonna delete these because when I miss hearing her voice, I can go back and hear the videos. Even though she was in the hospital, I can still go back and hear them. Her looks too. We got a troll. Uh-oh, we always keep them. They cannot stay out of our stuff. They don't support us, but they always want to come in talking shit. I can't stand that. Won't you go over there to the people you support just because you see her on a thumbnail? If you don't support us, keep your asses out of here. Fascist, fascist her weed if she don't like. Exactly. Nobody does bash her. Ain't nobody like peeping in her window, listening to her conversations, and then putting it online. That would be stalking. If we were following her around, taking videos of her, if we were looking in her window, trying to see what's going on and putting it on the internet, then yes, we would be stalking her. That would be harassing her. But we're taking what she put on the internet and we talking about it. She's putting it out there to the public. Like I say on her platform, she says she's a public figure. There's a video out there saying that the reason she didn't leave Janelle at that store was because they are public figures and she didn't know if anybody would recognize them. So public figures are prone to get talked about on blog. That's what happened. As long as they're not as long as they're not lying on them, defaming the character, um, then yes, we can talk about it. Now if we talked about them and told lies and did all of that, then yes, she can take us to court and we can be made stop speaking on her, especially if we lying, but ain't nobody lying on her. I'm cooking but listening, Miss Didi. You lucky I'm not a mod. Sorry, my two. I didn't see that. Somebody must have taken it out. I'm glad I didn't see it. Somebody got her. Very unsettling to me, but drag exactly. I removed my lock, miss doing my hair. I'm thinking about cutting. I told somebody I'm thinking about just getting the clippers and shaving mine bald and wearing a wig till my hair grow back because I'm honestly tired of them. Has anyone read the My Silence Almost Killed Me book? I'm very curious what it says on the pages because now he done almost killed you, child. By exactly, exactly. You see, she keeping walk out of her videos and is. If you tell it, if telling the truth is bashing, what honestly, what is honesty? She does not want people dissecting her lives, and that's the bottom line. She don't want nobody dissecting her lives. The videos and the stuff that's going on is what caused the rift in her and Janelle because we would not stop with the videos. We would not stop telling the truth about him abusing. We wouldn't stop putting out videos on him. She came out and put that out there. It caused a rift in them. So now she has an issue because not only is it messing up her pocket, it's causing her boyfriend to be angry with her and go off on her. And that's what all of that stems from. She's reaping the repercussions of what she's done. Rest in peace, my mama Gwendolyn. She was 34, had lupus. My mom ended up having a stroke in 2022. She had a stroke December 5th, 2022, and she last 6 months after, well, a little bit over 6 months after that, she died June 23rd, 2023. I've had two people that I love dearly that died in front of me, and I had to close their eyes after they died. That's the hardest thing you always. If you all, I don't wish that on nobody because that is very hard to sit there and watch somebody take their last breath. When I knew she was transitioning, I wanted to run out that front door. I did not want to be there to see it, but my daughter was scared and my son was scared, and I didn't want her to be by herself when she took her last breath. So I had to woman up and be there. And that was the hardest thing I ever been through in my life outside of my husband. Thank you, Ma Deuce. Ain't nobody checking for Bree like some celebrity. Ain't nobody for exactly. Ain't nobody checking for this girl. She think it is because she has those millions, but now she's seeing that she don't really have as many supporters as she does because with all them people that be in her live, all them people that be in her chats, all the people that be in her comments, and then when you do stuff, you cannot get. If she could have gotten 20,000 people to get $1, she would have met her goal. 25,000 people to get $1. She would have met her goal. But she can't give 25 people to give her $1 so she can get her $25,000. That says a lot. Her 15 minutes of fame done ran out. I agree, Chantel. I hope you may your mother rest in peace. Anybody in here that's lost their mother or anybody, may they rest in peace. I feel you all, and that's not nothing easy to deal with, so my prayers are with you. Thank you all. Brianna, she has a book called My Silence Almost Killed Me. And one of somebody said AI generated, but she has like 5 books, 4 or 5 books that she's dropped this year alone. And give me a second. Ooh. She has like 4 or 5 books she's dropped alone just this year. And that was one of them. It's a novel. She put on there my first novel and she went to talking about it, but this is what it looks like, my dudes. Being silent almost killed me. They okay. They're a little aggravating. Oh, I know she's not famous. Everybody knows when everybody says she's famous that they joking. She thinks she's more than what she is. I had to disconnect the machine for the first of my husband's brain tumor. Artist decision. I was very young. Wow. Now, if my husband was hooked up to a machine and they had to tell me to, I would. It'll still be hooked up to this day. I wouldn't have had the. I wouldn't have had the strength to do it. YouTube loves a good train wreck. They'll watch it till there's nothing to see. Yep. My granny took me in after my mama passed. Her mama, my granny passed in hospital 2016. She all I had left had to do that process too. It's hard. Not too because people are on her ish. I'm sorry for your lost healing heart. I'm not sure if you mean your mom with you always like now, or you mean that she's passed. Sometimes I can feel, I don't know if y'all believe in like energies or presence, but sometimes I can feel like my mom is in the room with me. When I be thinking about her, I just get this feeling over me. Yeah, my mother, June the 9th. I'm sorry, she died June 2023, which was in, June the 9th is her death anniversary. I haven't been to the grave site yet. My brother was asking me that I want to go this year because he hadn't been yet either. We can't make ourselves come. When she first died, we were supposed to go on her birthday and put a flower on there, and I couldn't make myself do it. The day of, I was like, I can't do it. I cannot go and stand over no grave, and knowing that my mother is below that grave. When my husband did it, I did it within a week when he passed. But with my mama, I just cannot make myself do it. Okay, let me see who sent supers. Okay. Thank you, Penny J, for the super sticker. Thank you, Lakeisha, for the super sticker. Thank you, Tabby, for the super sticker. Thank you, Tabby, for the super chat. Thank you, Shanta, for the super sticker. Thank you, that one, for the super chat. Thank you, Teresa, for the super sticker. Thank you, Luscious Lips, for the super stickers. Thank you, Terry, for becoming a member. Thank you, Realistic, for becoming a member. And thank you, Realistic, for the super chat. Thank you, Miss White, for the super chat. Thank you, Ma Deuce, for the super chat. Thank you, The Realistic, for the super chat. And thank you for Ronithia, for the super chat. I appreciate all of you. And you all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'm not sure who's going to go live next, but I appreciate all of you. And I will see you on my next live. That's all. I'm gonna tell you about that the situation with my husband and let me know he was present. I'm gonna have to tell y'all that story later in a different live. My old church had memorial every year. Yeah, yep, it is hard. But you all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If somebody else go live, I'll see you all in the live. Talk to y'all later. Bye bye.